This hangout on air is live. It's live. Let me set everything up the way I want it. Set it up. Okay, we're live on Facebook, and I thought I was recording, but on YouTube I wasn't. But that was my sister's In Vogue. That's an unreleased song called I Love My Things. Okay, let me get this. Let me set this up real quick. Okay. All right, now something here is off. Something here. I don't see okay, something is wrong here. I don't know what it is. Always technical problems, always technical problems. I don't know. Let me see. What's going on here? Something is not right. Something is not right. I don't know what's going on. Might have to start this all over again. Let's see what the deal is. Okay, let me see. Now, why isn't this thing playing? I'm live, and it's not showing. Might have to restart this. Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing there, brother Craig?
Oh, pretty good. How about yourself?
There's always technical difficulties. I don't know what the video on YouTube should be playing, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Man. Wow. Yes, sir, man, it is hot outside, man. Wow.
Yes, like 90 degrees here.
Yeah, that's what it's. Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be close to 100. 97 to be accurate.
Yeah, the heat index. The heat index probably would be close to 100 here.
Right. I'm trying to send these links out real quick. Did you talk to that sister that's supposed to be doing the presentation?
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. That's the reason why. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's the reason why.
Did you speak with the sister that's supposed to be coming in?
Yeah, she's under the weather. She don't know whether or not she's gonna be able to make it or not.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, this link was bad. I don't know. Everybody, I had to switch this up so that they might not have the right link.
Right. Are you talking about the Google Hangout link or the YouTube link?
What I just sent you.
Oh, the Google Hangout link. It worked for me. I don't.
Yeah, that's because I just created it. I just made this one here.
Oh, okay. This is a brand new one. Yeah.
No, what I did, I was making the chat room didn't show up in the video, so I made another one, and the first version just disappeared. It just deleted itself, and I didn't know what was going on, John. So everybody got that old link or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah, this air conditioner on, man. This burns nothing here. Wow, it's hot. Give me just 1 second.
Okay, let me see. So this is off. I don't know if Sister gonna show up, and plus she don't have this link here. I need to send her this new link. This it's not gonna work. They're going to the old link. Okay, let me see. Man.
Okay, yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to cut the air conditioner on. Man, got me something cold to drink. Man, it's burning up. I don't know how this AC got cut off, but it started circulating up in my room because, man, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I hate to even use that name. I'm just so used to using it, but I'm just saying. I mean, I guess it's just the way to express how severe this is, man. Like this heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, this heat is ridiculous. But yeah, yeah, I sent my brother Guy a link. He said that he would try to yesterday he told me because me and him like he did like a quick little show and I joined in on that. And he was talking about how he might actually he said more than likely he would join in on the discussion.
Yeah.
As soon as it becomes available, but he said at the least he'll definitely watch. But then I got this other sister or whatever that I just met. She claims that she's gonna watch. Yeah, she might join in on the discussion. It just depends. So I sent her a link. Which I saw that she just viewed it, but yeah, just trying to cool down a little bit. Man, that heat is blazing outside. You could tell it's definitely summer, and you know that's weird for Michigan because you know Michigan winter is typically like on the colder. You know, we're like in a colder climate. I had to grab something cold to drink, man. I gotta try to keep myself cool.
Oh man. It's messed up when things don't go the way they're supposed to.
Right. Yes, sir. I definitely understand. I know what you're talking about. Like, what's the issue now?
Well, the issue is I'm sending Brother Maurice the new link.
Okay.
But if they find this video, I mean, I got it already. It's in the chat room. All thing I do is click on it, come here.
Okay, wait a second.
If they subscribe to me, the new what you call it should be in the in their subscriptions.
Right. Okay. Okay. It's just a second.
Okay, well, anyway, let me see.
Oh, we're live already. I didn't
Yeah,
know
we're
that.
live. Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay. Definitely.
Yeah, we're live. I'm just gonna go ahead and set it up and
Yeah, I was really looking forward to, like, I wanted to see what type of angle, you know, this reparation versus revolution, you know, presentation was going to be approached from. You know, I was like really looking forward, you know, to seeing this presentation.
The sister brought it to me, and she said she wanted to present it. So I don't know exactly how she was going to do that.
Right. Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to it because, you know, especially like to me that was like a very like intriguing, you know, topic for discussion, like reparation versus revolution. So I'm basically looking at that as just saying basically we can't. I mean, there's no way that, you know, this corrupt government after it.
Hey.
She's here.
Okay, peace. Thank God she came to save the day.
Yeah, sure did.
Ooh, can't hear it.
How y'all doing?
Peace.
All right, so far.
I think I might need to turn my audio up some.
I can hear you perfectly now.
Yeah, we hear you.
I don't need to turn it up then. That's fine.
Yeah, I had to send a new link. I had some technical problem with the original link. And I had to send a new link out, but it's in the chat room. So if everybody still should be able to find this video and still should be able to come in because I put the link in the chat room. So that might throw our guests, you know, people that come in that I had invited off because this technical crap.
Right. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad the sister's here because I'm looking forward to hearing, you know,
I mean, I don't really have a lot to say. I'm not really do a lot of videos for one thing. I don't really have a whole lot to say. Well, I mean, at least not in a video. I do more writing than I do doing videos.
Right. Definitely. Well, we'll go ahead and formally get this started.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to
public type speaker? I don't really like to do a lot of public speaking, speeches and all that. So, you can go to my blog site and read some of my articles. I mean, we need to read more. Black people need to read. You know, I really don't have a whole lot to say other than, you know, we're not going to. And Black people need to get out of this fantasy world thinking that they're going to get something from white people. You're not going to get a damn thing from white people. You're not getting, you know, what you need to do is start fighting back, start pushing back against the system of racism and white supremacy. That's what you need to do. Because it's going to get a lot worse in 20 years from now for Black people in this country. It's not going to get any better. It's not going to be any greater for your children or your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren. Things are going to get much worse for Black people. So that's my take on it. You're not going to get any reparations. You're not going to get anything that don't have any integrity about trying to make right what they've done wrong in history. They don't have any integrity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Christians, and they still don't want to give you reparations. They still don't.
Yes. Okay, I have a question.
I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say. Black people need to fight back. To fight back now. Start now.
Yes.
Because you ain't gonna get a damn thing from white people. You're not gonna get anything from white people. They don't want to give you food. They don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just, you know, it's just, this is really, I don't know. People think white people are going to feel sorry. White folks for us, sorry for their ancestors enslaving us. They don't. They don't care. Immigrant children in cages, they're going to put black folks in cages. That's going to be us in 20 years from now.
Yes, yes. I wonder if, what is it?
So, you know, I just,
that's so bad about us as black people.
I don't care about trying to, you know, about this. I don't, you know, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm really being honest right now.
Right.
And I don't really have the patience to just keep going through the same thing with people, you know, about things of this nature. So you know.
Technical difficulty.
There's not a lot to say. What I mean, you know. Well, I mean, what you want me to talk about?
I just wonder why us as black people are like always at the bottom. There are other ethnic groups.
But you're not doing anything to fight back against the system of racism and white supremacy. That's why we're at the bottom. That's why we're at the bottom. MLK, they wanted integration with these people. And where has integration gotten us? Nowhere economically. We don't own any manufacturing companies. We don't produce anything. We don't. We depend on white people for everything. We depend on them for food, for shelter, for water, even for the air you breathe. We depend on white people. We don't manufacture anything. That's why we're at the bottom of the economic totem pole around the world. And you're not going to have anything looking for other men to take care of you and your children and your grandchildren. You're not going to have anything, period. We got to take back what was stolen from us. We got to take it back. And, you know, they're not going to give you reparations. They don't give a damn about us. They don't care.
Well,
so,
really,
you know, it's really nothing really to say. I mean, what else am I going to say?
I'll tell you this. See, our problem here, and I think, sister, we talked about this last night, is that we're dealing with we're dealing with the people that we think have some type of integrity, some type of honor, some type of mercy, something, you know, and that's where we make a fatal mistake. We make a mistake because, see, we really, the mindset of the American Negro, we really are the American, this thing that they talk about, this American person, whatever. We really are that, because we're not looking at this, I'm a Black American, he's a Chinese American, she's a Pakistani American. We actually are looking at this from the viewpoint of we are Americans. But the Chinese American, the Japanese American, or the real African American, all these other folks that come to this country don't look at it this way. I'm here to get mine, you get yours. While we looking at, who cares who's doing this and that, because it's all ours anyway. That's where we make a mistake, because everybody is not looking at it that way. Everybody's trying to secure for mine. And really, like I said, we are the real we really are trying to practice that we are really Americans instead of everybody in these different groups. But the time has come, and it should be very clear, these persons are interested in being Americans. They want to be white America. They want to be Chinese America. They want to be German America. They want to be all these separate Americans. Mind you now, when it comes to war, they want you to be America, you know, the real Americans. When it comes to fighting and getting your head blown off, they don't mind sharing that beautiful honor. They don't mind that. But when it comes to the economics here, why would you want another citizen to do bad? These people actually sit around knowing our mindset, watching us do bad, and don't give a damn. They don't care. But these are my brothers. These are my fellow citizens in this nation. They don't care. So we need to get out of La La Land. We got to get out of La La Land and just accept the fact and understand the reality that we're living in. You get yours, I got to get mine. This is a dog-eat-dog world, as they say. And that's where we make our mistake. Pretty speeches ain't gonna cut it. 100,000 subscribers ain't gonna cut it. That don't mean nothing. Opening an Afrocentric school ain't gonna cut it. We are 500 years. There was a video, maybe we can look it up, by Dr. Clark Anderson. Well, actually, I edited the video, and it was called, what was the name of the video? Racism is a team sport. Dr. Claude Anderson described this thing called race. I mean, brilliant. Now, there's many things that he might say I probably don't agree with, but when he described what race really is, and that's why it's called a race. Everybody's racing for the economics of the world. They racing for the water. They racing for the oil, the diamonds, and cheap labor. They racing for these things. And here we are. We are 500 years behind in this race. So in order to catch up, we have to do something on a very monumental scale in order to get back in this race. And these little things that we do, the $1 million business, open up Afrocentric schools, selling the bean pie on the corner, that type of stuff, that type of thinking might have been a little decent during the 60s because we were more closer as a people during the 60s. But these little things, opening up a grocery store, that's not going to do nothing. It's not going to do nothing to put the dent in the race, to put us back in this thing. So, hollering for God, clearly that's not working either. Now, if God is inspiring you to challenge what we call white supremacy, more power to you. If you need that, I'm not going to deny you, make mockery of it. If you need to get a drink, need to go to the liquor store to get focused, go get your drink. But as long as we get in this game here to deal with this situation once and for all, because as long as we don't, as you see, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And it can get to the point of no return. And once it gets to the point of no return, there's nothing I can say. There's nothing that we can do except you just getting ready to suffer the consequences of your actions. When you are in a skid on a car, you have a few seconds to get that car under control to bring it back from out of that skid. If you don't do it, then you just get ready to go for the ride. You just get to spinning, and wherever that car goes, that's just how it goes. Hopefully, we haven't reached that point, whereas we have a little bit of control, and actually we do, because economically, we got the money. We have the education. We got everything we need to get up out of this spin. We got it. I mean, we just don't do our money right. We're not using our education right. We're not using our voting right. We're not, all the things that we have access to, we're not using them appropriately.
This is why I believe we need Afrocentric schools. I mean, like, even though we have to recondition.
We've had Afrocentric schools for decades. And it ain't done. I mean, to teach somebody to the original man and all this
leadership. No, brother, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm talking about underneath the right leadership. Look at black people today in America. Look at the generations that are to come. I have children. 7 and 8 years old. Black people, we like you said, we have the resources.
Yeah.
We have the resources. Look at the statistics. Look at how much money Black women go spend on perm. Look at how much money Black men go spend on alcohol and all of these.
Yeah.
Look at how much money Black people are going to go spend on the 4th of July, Christmas. Look at what, if our mindset was different, if we thought about ourselves like other racial groups. That's why I say it has to come in some form of education. We have to re-educate the youth to go in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's going to be a hard task. But what I'm saying is the fact that you just said it. You just spoke on this.
Yeah.
You said that we have the resources. What's stopping us? If we have the resources, we are $1 trillion people.
Mm-hmm.
What is stopping us as Black people coming together, taking those trillions of dollars and doing it something to benefit the collective whole? That's the question. Like reparations versus revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, what's the question? I mean, what's the answer? What's the answer? Where do we begin? We got all of the resources.
Well, on leaving on that question, I want to welcome Brother Guy. Brother Guy's in the house.
Hey, what's up? What's up? How's everybody?
Yes, sir. I'm glad to see you, Brother Guy.
Good to see you too, brother. What's
Yes,
up, Craig? Who's the lady right there?
That's
Who's
our
the sister right there?
Sister Noble Levine. How you say that, sister? I forgot.
Noble Levine.
Yeah, Noble Levine.
He used to make videos a long time ago. Haven't seen her in a long time, but yeah. I used to watch some of her videos.
Yeah.
Way back.
Well, she's here now. She was right crew now. She's here. Yeah. Look. See, the reason why I'm saying Afrocentric school isn't gonna cut the deal, because our people as a whole is not going to accept just the terminology, the label. There's many of them right now on YouTube saying right now, I ain't no African. So that just turns them off, period. So how come we just can't have correct education in a school? You don't have to sit around, because usually if you put that type of description or adjective on things, then it's describing the type of education that is expected. So if you say Christian school, you expect Christianity to be taught. If you say Afrocentric, you expect Afrocentric type of stuff like that. And a lot of people, they don't want that for their children or themselves. So we have to, in order to gather our people really, it has to be something that is in general, something that can be accepted by all. Because they don't want to be Muslim. I don't want to send my children to a Muslim school or Afrocentric school and things of this nature. You have to put our people, because we are diverse. See, this is the problem. We keep thinking everybody is the same. We're not the same. You have to, it's just like taking a group of people out to dinner. Everybody don't have the same taste. So you're gonna have to compromise, go to a place that can, this person wants chicken, okay, this restaurant sells chicken. This person likes shrimp, this restaurant. So I mean, this one place can satisfy everybody's different taste. You can't take these people to Kentucky Fried Chicken because Kentucky Fried Chicken is limited in what they sell. You can't do it. So that's the type of education. That's the type of thing that we need. We need something that we can go, all of us can go up under the umbrella. See, a lot of us, we want to force our own moral thinking on other people too. This is not what this is about. This is about a people who are oppressed. And these people who are oppressed come in many varieties. Short, tall, men, women, children, atheists, agnostics, all kinds. They come from all different ways of life. And really, we need our people. Now, if you want to do your own clique, that's I mean, all well and good. They doing their own clique right now, and you see where it's getting us. These cliques do not know how to bring themselves together. Matter of fact, they really don't want to. These cliques actually want their own group of slaves, just like they massa. You know, they are out wanting their subscribers. I want my slave to do what I want. They want to copy. They're not really interested in what we are trying to bring here. That is to challenge white supremacy or pink supremacy once and for all, get these bastards off our back and put ourselves back in this race. Once and for all. The pretty speeches is nice if they are inspiring the correct action. If your pretty speeches is not stirring the people to take the correct action, you might as well shut up. I'm not interested in that no more. I did that for a long time. I'm like, where's the action at? When are we gonna throw down? Even if I have to die. Do you understand? Even if it means I have to physically die, I'm ready to get in action. It reminds me of that video when I was in the Nation of Islam. It reminds me of that movie Glory with Denzel Washington. And they kept giving Denzel Washington and his regiment these old corny tasks. And those soldiers wanted to get in war. They wanted to die for the, you know, for whatever it was, the cause. They was ready to do this. They was ready.
Yes, sir.
And see, this is how we have to feel. This is how we have to feel. When I was in the Nation of Islam,
black folks ain't ready to die for nothing. They're not ready for liberation. They're not ready for liberation at all.
That's at the.
I believe we are. We need to know the pathway of liberation.
I don't think black folks are ready for liberation.
We need a clear pathway. What does it take? What is it going to take to be liberated? That's the question.
I mean, you tell me.
I don't know.
You tell me. I don't know.
Well,
you tell me.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
Tell me. Let me know.
This campaign that we've come up with to take control of the state, that's the beginning of it. It's revolutionary. It can encompass all the things that we think that we want, and the benefits is mind-boggling. We don't even have, I mean, just the attempt to do it brings great benefit because it's never been done. And if you're successful with that, it overrides everything that we've ever done in this country in this struggle. But all these things prior to that has gotten us to this point because we need separation from these people. But we know we're not going to know Africa. We know we're not doing that, okay? So I call it isolation. If you take control of a state in the United States and isolate yourself from the rest of this country, what you're doing is creating a safe haven so that you can function and you can eliminate a lot of this stuff that keeps you down because you will be able to take control of the laws and the political powers in this area. I don't know about the rest of the United States, but you'll be able to take control of this particular geographical location and begin to manipulate it and flip it the way that you want to. If you can get the cooperation of those that's living there. Again, it also goes back to the mentality because you cannot be successful with our current mindset. We think like slaves for one. We don't even think big. Like I said, we talk about selling bean pies on a corner. That's not going to change nothing. You know, the worst thing that's our problem is we think niggardly. We think like a nigger. We're not thinking about what is in the best interest of the whole. Nothing you do, even the Afrocentric school, nothing we can do can be successful as long as we continue to have this slave niggardly type mentality. It's not going to work. And if that's the case, we might as well just stay where we are. Matter of fact, you don't even have a choice because as long as you have this mentality, you're never going to move nowhere. You're going to sit right here and continue to make YouTube videos for the next 20 damn years.
Yep. Exactly.
You have to change your mentality. You have to change the way we do things and the way we think. You cannot be like your oppressor. That's what's wrong with Africa right now. Their mentality is just like the ones who oppress them. They over there actually oppressing their own people over there, scaring them to death, making them come to this damn coffin. If it's so great in Africa, why don't these people, I want to build a nation in Africa and go wash dishes, mop floors, whatever you want to do. These people risk their lives coming here. Yes, why don't you risk your life going over there and then report back to me and tell me how great it is? And if it's that great as if you can make it and show me that it's great like that, hey, we got it going on. It's a plan. Damn, it works. But we're not, I don't see nobody, you know, the few Negroes that have gone to Africa, They go there, they got money in the bank, they live comfortable, they had good jobs, and they run around living in the comfortable parts of, you know, the best of Africa they can find, so they can continue to live the way they was living when they was here. So how are you a damn African when you basically the only thing you did was just change the scenery? You still a Negro. You still acting and behaving. You ain't become no damn African. It defeats the purpose. So why let us not be realistic and deal with our situation here? You know you ain't going to no Africa. You know you don't want to give up YouTube and Facebook. So why not concentrate on just simply taking control of a state that's already in existence? And how can you build a nation of your own if you can't control a damn state that is already in existence with all that already has plumbing, highways, and all the things that you need? You can't take control of that, but you're gonna build a nation from scratch, and you can't take control of one state out of all the 50 states in this nation. You can't take control of one state that you predominantly are almost. Your numbers is already high, like in Mississippi. Our numbers are already extremely high there. It wouldn't take nothing to override everything them crackers do and just take control of it. But with our current mentality, it's not possible. And all these things that we talk about, the African Center School, opening up the businesses, here you are, now you are in a position where you can do a lot of these different things. You don't have to worry about these crackers coming. The state can loan you money because you control the state. You don't have to worry about the police because you're going to be controlling the police and the National Guard. In this area, you can't beat it with a stick. You can't.
That's right.
All this other stuff that these people are presenting to us is delusional. It's not realistic. It's fantasy. And then I suggest that we make Mississippi an agricultural state, whereas we have to feed ourselves. But we're making an agricultural state where everything we do is organic. Organic is big stuff around the world. But we're not going to, our organic food and products is not going to be what the federal government label. Ours will be for real organic products. Real organic products. I ain't talking about what FDA classified as this. No. This will be real organic food. You feed our people clean food, and you also, since you got to do it anyway, you also export these things to the other states in the United States plus around the world. Because there's a big demand for real organic products. And that's what we will be known for that. Mississippi, the state for real organic food. Whether that be beef, chicken, corn, whatever, tomatoes, whatever. It's all, everything we produce will be for real organic. And then the monies that you earn from that, you open it up to your own schools. You open up your own factories, because we have to have factories to produce the meats and the poultry and these different things, these factories or whatever. And you know, when you're doing your own thing, I don't mind picking cotton for myself and putting on a shirt made out of cotton that I picked. You should feel proud of that. Doing things for yourself right here. And I can guarantee you this, that success will blow over. Mississippi itself won't be able to handle it, because our people said, them Negroes got it going on. They're going to want to come, and we're going to have to take Alabama and Georgia. We're going to have to spread out. Now, this is what I'm telling you. If you reject what I'm talking about, if you want questions, this is what's going to happen. Now, the word is out. The word is out. So other people can hear this video around the world in this United States. There are other groups who may hear what I'm talking about, and the so-called Negro will reject what I'm talking about. They will hear it, and they will act on it. Next thing you know, the Mexicans got California. They control California and New Mexico and states like that. Next thing you know, the Germans might come out and take a state. Pretty soon you won't have a damn thing, and then you're gonna look around and say, what can we get? You had the first opportunity to do it. And now you back on the bottom forever. Because if that happens, you done. You and I well, just like my sister we was talking about not too long ago, we'd probably be dead anyway. But I would like to see us on the right path to something great. But if we continue on the path that we're doing right now, that's getting us nowhere, we need something really big in order to get us back in this game. And the only thing that I see, and I've put out this message for a little while now, it's been about 2 months, 3 months, and all those, it's a group of brothers that criticize everything we do. You know, they criticize Umar Johnson, they criticize Sarnetta, everything, they criticize all of us. And I sent the video to them. Criticize me. I don't hear nothing from them. Critique this. Show me how it's delusional, how it's not real. It can't be done. I haven't heard nothing from them at all. And I know I'm not going to hear nothing from them because this is feasible, it's plausible if you can inspire the people and yourself just to do it. How it's going to be done, don't even worry about it. Just begin. You ever had a project where you don't know how you're going to do it, you just know that you want to do it? Just do it. Like in the beginning, remember, I told people I had a crush on this sister back here, Terry Ellis on Invo. Remember that? And the people said, why don't you just go for it? Go meet her or whatever. I did not have no idea, had no plan of how to meet a person that's out of my reach. But you want to know something? I just said, I'm going to do it. No plan, no nothing. I just want to do that. The first step to the success in this venture is you want to do it. And believe me, once you want to do it, you're going to be successful. It's there waiting for you. It's there waiting for you to get. Just do it. You know, nothing else is working for us. These little $1 million businesses, these crackers have $1 billion businesses. What is your little $1 million business going to do in this race? These people own utility companies, electric and gas and water, nuclear facilities. Microsoft is a multi-million-dollar company. Our little businesses don't touch none of these folks, none of it. You need something big that can get you back in this game. And once you are back in the game, guess what? You'll no longer be a nigger because a nigger can't pull this off. They got to look at you differently because a nigger don't have the capability, the mindset to pull this off. Only a real man and a real woman can get this job done. And they will respect you whether they like it or not. They have no choice. Especially when you take control of something like Mississippi, because when you come to Mississippi, now you're on my ground. Now you have to wonder what kind of laws I made. So it's a whole different ballgame. Now you're in my house. I see how you treated me when I was in your house. I don't want to be like them, but yet still at the same time, now you coming in our house, in my house. Won't that be good for a change? Somebody coming in your house where they have to adopt to your rules. We've been adopting to these bastards' rules going on 500 years. I'm sick of their rules. Because you know their damn rules is unjust. And it's all their rules is anti-black, anti-African, and all these other anti-dark-skinned people, period. Get your own. And of course, they're going to want to stop you because they really don't love you. Now, they always tell us, pull yourself from your bootstraps and all this old crazy. Doing that will be exactly doing what you're talking about, pulling ourselves up, because we ain't begging you for a damn thing. They keep talking about, the Nation of Islam keep talking about, give me a state. No, I'm not asking you to give me a damn thing. I'm taking it. See what I'm saying? I'm taking the state. And I'm going to take some more. Ask them for a few states. You don't have to ask them for nothing. We have the position. We are in the position to carry this off. We have the position. We are in the position to do this. There's no reason why we can't get this done except our own niggardly behavior. That's your problem, being a nigger. Being a Negro. And like Brother Maurice always say, you control, or you control the nigga in you. I control the nigga in me, and we can get this job done.
Hey, what's up, man?
Brother Aquan is in the house. How you doing, Brother Aquan? Glad to see you.
Yeah, man. Chase it down, check email, do it all. to get here. I'm like,
yeah, man. I had technical difficulties to get this party started. You know, YouTube, I don't know, they be tripping. Hey, I was checking out your latest video about the African thing. You know, why they trying to force this African thing on us.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
I see, you know, you get a lot of people who get pissed off at that subject matter, especially Caribbeans and Africans. But, you know, I got to be truthful. You know what I mean? You know, I go where the facts go, not where my feelings go.
The questions are questionable. I mean, the questions are not questionable. The questions are valid. It's the same thing. It's the same type of questions that we give religious folks about their Jesus and Muhammad or whatever. Same type of stuff.
Right.
You know, and then they want to deflect and go around the world. No, no, no. You know, answer my question. You know, mathematics itself do not support the transatlantic slave trade theory. It just don't.
Right.
The math is not adding up. Let alone talking about you know, who do we supposed to be? You keep talking African. African is a general term. Just like I'm gonna go chase a bird. What bird are you talking about? A chicken? A loon? Specify the bird that you're talking about.
When you can't, that means you don't know what you're going to chase.
That's right. You don't know that. I'm just going to chase me a bird.
Yes, sir.
And if we are African, if you claim to be African, who are you trying to be? Do a Google search. Just look at all the different type of people on the continent, and a lot of them don't even like each other.
That's correct.
They don't view themselves as brothers and sisters and family, and they don't run around talking about hotel and all that stuff to each other. They don't do that. So, how many of these African people belong, with all due respect to Brother Guy, how many of these African folks is
Brother Craig as well? Brother Craig as well.
Yeah, Brother Craig as well. You know,
because here's the thing, brother.
How many African people are RBG or Black Muslims or Moors?
Brother Talik. Brother Talik.
Yeah.
Listen, here's the thing, my good brothers. And I know that there's a big debate going on amongst Black people with this African versus indigenous thing going on. Me, with 100% certainty, I know I have descendancy that comes up out of Africa.
That's not the question, Brother Craig. That's not the question.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying what I'm saying to you is that I'm not saying that you don't have ancestry from the continent. I'm not saying that we don't have ancestry from here. We're not native here. That's not what I'm saying. Period. Right. But I'm saying you're going on 500 years removed from anybody, and you're not connected to none of these people.
That's not true.
No, that's true. That's very good.
That's not true. That's not true.
Because if you was, show me your relative. I'm saying you're African. Tell me exactly who you are.
I told you what I am. I told you when we did our lives, but I told you. But let me tell you something.
Tell me, because I missed that one.
Yeah, I missed it too, because I don't know. I don't remember you.
Well, first of all,
are you Ethiopian? What are you?
I said my father's from his descendants from Angola, and my mother from Sierra Leone.
Okay, see, that's different. Okay, that's cool.
Is that from a DNA test or from where they actually stem from?
Yes, it is.
That's a DNA test?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, see,
mine is not a DNA. See, my ancestry is my great-grandfather. This is not based off of no DNA test.
Yeah.
My grandfather came over here. He was an African immigrant. Now,
that's different too.
I can't speak on my other side. My other side, supposedly, they were descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. The same story that we all were fed.
See, story. So you got one that's an immigrant that chose to come. So that's different. We looking for the slave contact from Africa. That's the linchpin. That's what we need to find.
But it's so ironic, Talik.
Yeah.
You wear the African pin. I'm sorry. You wear the Pan-African colors on your thing, and I mentioned this before, and I could tell you're a follower of Malcolm X because you're a Malcolm X fan because you got the pin of Malcolm X. But I'm going to quote something that Malcolm X said.
No.
I'm going to quote something what Malcolm X said when he was dealing with Africa, because I think you have an issue with Africa.
I don't have an issue with Africa.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You always talk about African stuff and being like you make it seem like it's a bad thing to be African.
I didn't say it was a bad thing.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna quote something what Malcolm said, because I'm a follower of Malcolm. He said one of his quotes. He said, "You and I, 22 million of African Americans. That's what we are. Africans who are in America. You are nothing but Africans." And then he said again, nothing but Africans.
Okay, but where did Malcolm X get that idea?
I'm not finished. Let me finish. In fact, you get further calling yourself African instead of Negro. Africans don't catch hell. You're the only one catching hell. They don't have to pass civil rights bill for Africans. This is his quote. Now explain to me that, Talik.
Okay. Before we
you wear the Malcolm X pen.
Before we get off topic,
what he said.
We'll deal with that. I want to stay on topic because Alquan is here, and the original topic is reparations versus revolution. I would like to get,
but that goes into what we're saying about as far as revolution.
I haven't heard from Alquan. He just got here.
Okay, you know what? I'll tell you what. Look, I'll tackle what my man just said, and then I go on to the main topic. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right, because
that all right for everybody?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because what you just quoted from Malcolm X, he said Africans don't catch hell, but we do.
Mm-hmm.
Now that could be another.
But according to Talik, we're Negroes.
But hold up, that could be another way of Malcolm X saying and acknowledging that we're not African, so we need to be African, so we won't catch hell from the white man, because the white man doesn't give Africans hell.
No, the point I'm trying to make is this: is that, and we're going to talk about reparations. Then one of the reparations that we need, the only way we get reparations is to nationalize ourselves as a people. We got to recognize. We have to recognize that we come from the descendants of the slave.
But see, right? In order, we can't recognize what we can't prove. If we can prove it, we can recognize it.
But it's been proven.
What's the proof? Show me the proof. I'll acknowledge it right now.
Yeah.
I have a question. I'll let my brother Guy go first if he chooses to.
Yeah, I want to hear his proof.
But I can't help you there. You're going to have to do your own research.
Oh, okay. That's how it usually works.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, look around.
Because I guess you originated from America, right?
Yep.
Let me ask this brother a question real quick. Let me just ask him one quick question. Okay, look around at the planet, every continent on Mother Earth. Where do you see the most amount of people that look like us?
Depends on what you say. Look like us.
Right. I'm talking about black people. Black people with dark skin, kinky hair, broad noses, thick lips.
Well, okay. Now let's revise that question just a little bit.
Okay.
Let's say, where do we see black people?
No, I'm talking about what places has the most highly concentration.
Okay, well, obviously Africa, Arabia, South Pacific.
Obviously Africa.
Hold up. How come you want to stop right there? The South Pacific, and believe it or not, India.
Hey, obviously Africa. Are you putting Africa
see, now you go back to Africa. I just named a whole bunch of other places. You go back to Africa.
No, I'm asking, why did you say that number one? Why was that your first response? That's my question.
Who cares? Okay, let's say India first, South Pacific second, and then Africa. So how's that?
So would you like to do the research? Would you like to see which continent on the globe has the most numerous amount of people with dark skin and kinky hair? Would you like for me to do the research?
Oh yeah, I also forgot to add Europe as well.
Okay, so would you say that there's more black people in Europe than on the continent of Africa?
See, this is what we call, I hate to say this, and I don't want to get disrespectful, but this is the Negro argument that comes up, trying to pick things apart, we can't do that.
I'm asking the question, brother. I mean, it doesn't prove nothing at the end of the day. I'm just asking the question. I'm just wondering. Because
the questions you're asking, you're trying to get a certain answer. That's what you're trying to get.
Not necessarily. It doesn't matter. I mean, regardless, if you say that Africa has the most amount of black people, it doesn't matter.
that's not going to prove my point. I'm just wondering because it's like a puzzle. I just put the pieces to the puzzle together. That's all I'm doing.
So,
I'm
let me ask this guy a question. Let me ask you. So you're a native in this land, right?
Right.
Right.
So where's your reparations?
Well, obviously
no. Where's your reparations? Because if you're a native Indian, because I'm assuming you're a native Indian.
I didn't say Indian.
You're a Cherokee.
You're
a Cherokee. Am I right?
I didn't say anything about that.
So you're a native in this land. So where's your reparations?
Well, obviously that's an ongoing process. And
right. Are you working on it right now?
Boy, I believe that's the name of the program, and that's what we're about to get into.
What program is that, sir?
I'm sorry, the broadcast of today.
What reparations you're fighting? What is it? How did you send it to Congress? Is Congress working on it?
My man, I just got on to discuss that part, so I'm about to get into that.
I'm just trying to figure out because you're not African. So you're not African. So we're gonna throw that out the window. So you say you're native. You're
I
native.
I just addressed this, and he dodged the question because
no, I didn't.
I addressed this.
I'm trying not to get rude on my man's show, because I could really take it to you if I want to, but I'm trying to be respectful.
It's obvious you're not intelligent to answer the question.
He's trying to answer the question. You got see the problem here is it's just like religion. The problem here is just like religion. You have a mentality, you have a mindset, and you're gonna no matter what nobody said or what they show, you're gonna believe what you believe regardless anyway.
Right.
And so my thing is continue to do that. My thing is, are we on the same side to challenge white supremacy once and for all? That's all I need to know. You can be an African, you can be a pigeon if you want to be. I could care less. My thing is, are you on the side with me to do what's necessary?
Well, we can't
in common. How you want to define yourself personally, that's your own thing. What you want to believe in, that's your own thing.
See, I just hate misinformation being spread because my thing is this. I proved this a couple weeks ago. We can look at the people from Kenya, the people from the Congo. We can look at the people from New Guinea. We can look at all these people. They look just like the people that is in North America.
No, they don't. They all look different from each other.
Wow.
I proved this. Well, maybe in your family. Maybe in your family.
Do a screen share. Do a screen share and just pull up the African people and watch all the different kinds of people that pop up. All kinds of varieties of folks. We don't look. And then who are we supposed to look like?
I'm talking about people in my family. Now your family.
We're not talking about your family, Brother Craig. We're talking about the 40 to 70 million that's in the state.
The screen shares that I can show you, the people of Kenya, the people of the Congo, people of Ethiopia, they look like the black
Some of us.
They don't look like Nigerians. They claim we're from West Africa.
People from Nigeria, I forgot to mention that. People from Ghana. I just showed this 2 weeks
People from Ghana look very different.
No, but what I'm saying is I can see as similarity.
No, see, you're looking for similarities. That's what it is.
No, sir. I'm not necessarily looking for. Okay, here's a screen share right here. All right, let me just put this up. Okay, we could look at any other continent.
Okay, Brother Craig,
country. Okay, I'm posting it right now.
Brother Craig, who do you look like?
Well, I'm my own individual. Okay, these are some of the people of Kenya. Now,
they don't look like Nigerians.
No, wait. We're not talking about Nigerians.
But that's where they claim we come from, West Africa.
That's not the claim that I said. I did not say that. What I'm saying is you don't see a direct resemblance between the people of the continent of Africa and African Americans. That's my question. I'm not trying to force my beliefs on you. All I'm saying, just use common sense. Just use your own 2 eyes. You don't see that we are connected with these people. Look at the people on the screen. Look at these 4 beautiful sisters.
Facts.
No, that's not facts.
No, I'm not. I did not say that's my brother God saying that. I'm just asking the question. I'm not trying to force my beliefs. I'm not trying to force you off into my religious beliefs or anything.
Okay, check this out.
Use your eyes, brother.
You showed that picture. Why don't you click up on that picture right next to those girls, right up there?
Okay.
The 3 guys in the little hut. Why don't you pick that picture?
Wait a second here. So should we negate this picture? What about this brother right here?
See, what you're trying to choose are the people who you can say, okay, look similar to us, and you're trying to dismiss the main body of African.
Look, this is my third picture.
That's not us.
Okay, this is. I know it's not us.
Pick that one with the. So these people one right above with the thing sticking out of the head. Pick that one.
With the thing? Oh, you talking about right here?
Yeah.
It's like the talk, just the talk.
So wait a sec. So this, you don't see no resemblance between.
They look very similar to
this
black
Kenyan.
people.
You don't see any resemblance between this Kenyan and probably somebody in your own.
Yeah, I got people like in my family look like that.
In your own family. In your own. Come on.
This is why I made the video.
I hate coonery. I just
me too.
We gotta stop lying to ourselves.
See, this is why I made the video, because it shows that when people tell a good story and people get brainwashed into the story, they don't want to see anything else other than the story. And they try to convince themselves and others that what the white man said was true.
Right. The white man, the pictures that I just showed, the white man had nothing.
Yo, let me see how you look.
On the continent. What is the white man? Me just looking up random pictures.
Because that's how you got the idea of Africa into your mind to begin with.
That's who taught us. That's who taught us we was African. Was these because I know when I was growing up through the grapevine, our people, they always said that we was native here, but it was ignored. It was ignored. It's always been there. But due to social media, now it's coming up to the surface. It's always been there. It's the Peckerwood is the one that always told us.
Sister from Kenya right here. Come on now. Us that we don't see a resemblance.
My man, you got to stop picking Kenya. Why don't you pick Ghana? That's the country people bring it up a lot.
Ghana. God, let's go to Ghana. Let's go to Ghana.
Don't pick up. Don't bring up Jerry Rawlings either. Pick up the average Ghanaian.
People of Ghana. People of Ghana. People of Ghana. I don't have to.
You know, do these people claim?
Let's go to this picture. Right here. Look at these.
Yep.
Look at these sisters.
Look like women in North America.
Wait. You can see the picture right there. So you mean to tell me that you're going to say with a straight face that these people don't, these, 6, 7 women right here that they are part of our race?
Yeah, they look like Caribbeans.
Oh my God.
Now we mean, oh my God, you just said they look like people in North America. Is the Caribbean not in North America? I mean, come on.
But look, we have countless pictures. Count every picture that I'm showing. You don't see the features?
That's that feature. They're different, a whole bunch of different features.
The so-called American.
Every picture I show. Any picture that I'm showing right now. Look.
Wow.
See, I noticed you keep focusing on certain looks.
Because that continent have more than those looks that he's putting out. There's a great variety of people that's on that continent. You tell me what African country to look up, and I'll do it.
Look up Sudan. Look up Sudan, South Sudan in particular.
Okay, people of South Sudan. Okay.
And you know, and these people are they claiming you, Craig?
We're not saying that.
We're not saying that.
Are they claiming you, God?
Now let's get to the real deal. Now
are they claiming you? Okay. So what? You look like them? Are they claiming you?
Well, I'm not talking. See,
are they claiming you? I don't see no movement by none of these people. Y'all are the ones that's obsessed with this African thing. I don't see them obsessed with us.
Well, I'm not saying that.
My man's hesitant to pick out a picture now.
Okay, but see, here's the thing. Regardless, now a mother can abandon her child at birth just because.
So you're trying to talk now instead of picking out that picture.
Because that mother chooses to claim that baby that she gave birth to. Does that mean that baby is not hers? That baby is not a direct ancestor of hers? Because you're saying that these people aren't claiming us, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that they're not claiming you.
So, no, did you hear the question? A mother can give birth to a child and sign the baby over to be adopted by a white family just because that mother refuses to claim her offspring. Does that mean that her offspring is not, a direct descendant of her? That's the question. So just because African people might not be claiming us doesn't mean we still don't come from the continent. That's all I'm saying.
And you keep saying African. You know, y'all keep saying African. African is a term. Break it down and specify.
So much was okay. The reason that
it was stolen.
The reason I keep saying African.
You can't steal what never existed. That's your problem.
The reason I keep saying African is because during chattel slavery, so much of our identity was stolen from us. We don't know.
So how you know that you were
burned down?
Right.
If everything was stolen, how you know that you was African then?
The villages that we come from were burned down.
See,
to the
now
ground.
you're putting a fake story on it.
Gave you this information.
The white man has colonized almost.
The white man gave you the information, bro.
The white man.
That's where you got it from. You was denied reading and writing all that for hundreds of years. Who's the one denying? You've been disconnected from anybody. The only thing you've been was right here in America. You have not been connected to nobody. Who told you that you was connected to these people? This cracker did. He's the one.
So when a Chinese person, when a Chinese person,
you can't compare us to Chinese.
Don't talk. A Chinese person can be kidnapped, thrown off. So you mean to tell me when a Chinese person goes to see another Chinese person with the same facial features, same slanted eyes, that he's not go, this is my people, just based off of the way.
Well, we can look at it like this: you don't see Asians looking at the Mexicans and the Latinos that are supposed to be from Mongol extraction, saying those are my people. They look at them as Latinos.
Well, my brother Guy, man, you there?
And I noticed you guys avoided my man's questioning of number one. You avoided the pictures. That's number one. I didn't forget about that. You didn't compare those to anybody in North America, and then
the South Sudanese, like the South Sudanese, right?
Yeah, you avoided those. You didn't talk about Harlem with that. Now,
here's the South Sudanese. Here's the South Sudanese. You can continue talking, bro. I'll share in just a second.
Okay, and you also avoided the question about when you said that our history had been cut up. Now you're gonna pick that picture of all pictures with weed.
No, this is these are South Sudanese sisters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These are still South Sudanese sisters.
Come on, weave. Come on. But anyways, you avoided the part where you said that our history was cut off, and then you wanted to inject an African history that you can't prove.
So if your history was cut off, how do you know you're indigenous?
Native.
The white man took everything, stripped you, didn't even allow you to read.
But if the white man stripped you of everything, how are you taking his word on what the hell the recall is?
Right.
So with billions of black people on the continent, you mean to tell me that?
But there are billions of black people outside of the continent.
Right.
Where was this? I mean,
right here in America.
No, there are not billions of black people in America. What, 50 million?
You count all the Americas, India, Asia. There are tons of black people in Asia, in the Pacific Islands. Come on.
When the devils first came here, they reported there was very dark-skinned people already here, and they called them Indians because the sucker was lost.
That don't mean just because somebody look black, that don't mean they're black.
Oh, so why are you comparing us to Africans then?
Right.
Africans.
See, you see how it's easy to trick these guys?
No, that's not true. Because if you look at, I've seen the darkest Indian. That don't mean he's black. He's just reddish because if the sun hit him, he has a reddish complexion.
I would like these brothers to go back
1,000
what
I'm saying is this.
They probably have an ancestor.
The white man told me when I was growing up.
I dare any of these brothers.
I'm talking to Tully.
Yes, sir.
You know the white man when I grew up, the white man told me through the history books. Slavery and Martin Luther King. That's it. I didn't know about my history. I had to go dig up my history on my own. Throughout my history, I was a slave.
He told you right.
I was a slave.
That's all you got.
Right. So was he lying to me? Was he lying?
If that's your history, show me your.
No. You said, was he lying?
He was not lying. He told you the truth. He told you the truth. That's your history. Because if it's other than that, show your connection and your country.
Prove to me that's my history.
I don't have to prove nothing to you like that. You the one making the claim. You saying that you have a history outside of that. I'm telling you, you don't. I agree with the white boy.
But with the white man's the devil. So you believe the white man, but you don't believe in your own people.
I'm not believing him like that.
You guys are going on too.
That's all that I know from my eye, what I can see. I don't see no other history. My family have never taught me. I've never heard from nobody else.
So the white man told you that you was nothing but a slave, that you was inferior and you ain't shit. Excuse my language.
I didn't say all that. What I'm saying is that
you believe him.
What I'm saying, I'm not saying all that. What I'm saying is, from all that we know, that's all that we got. We don't know. We don't have. If that's your history, show your connection and your contribution to that history. Otherwise, you're stealing and you're a plagiarist just as bad as this crackhead.
Yep. You have to have the evidence. There's no doubt about that.
The evidence. All right. So here's the evidence, right?
What's the evidence?
The evidence is this. When
screenshot it.
No. We can have the screenshot it. But what about braiding hair and dreadlocks? Where does that come from?
Lots of people braid hair.
Where does that come from? Where does that come from?
Dreadlocks come from India. Dreadlocks come from India.
White people don't braid their hair. They don't do cornrows.
Dreadlocks come from India.
No, dreadlocks do not come from India, sir.
Yes, they do.
Oh, wow.
But look at this. It don't make no difference about all that kind of stuff. Because
no.
People copy each other. I mean, you eat with a spoon and a fork. Did the Africans come up with that?
Wait a minute. If Africa is the first civilization, braiding hair, building empires and all that stuff.
What does that have to do with you?
Reading mathematics
have to do with civilization.
Come from?
Ain't nothing great about.
Where you think Greeks and Romans got all that information from?
They stupid from copying them.
Yeah, my man's all over the place right now.
Yeah, they just back and forth. Look. Y'all can believe whatever you want to believe. This ain't what because I'm not even interested. I'm not going to accept being no African unless you be specific with what I'm trying to, because you know the difference between you and I, if I really believe I'm an African, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you I'm Zulu, and I'm gonna begin.
That's our problem. We split up into these different tribes. The white man, I don't give a damn if
then why are you applying one size fits all to us all?
Italy, they cry one size fits all.
I don't give a damn what country or continent the white man came off of. They are white people. They come to America, they participated in the slave.
But the white man, to you, they're white people, but to them, they're English, French, German. They can break it down.
When they come together with a commonality that their white skin gives them white privilege.
All of them, and that's not even true either. Don't you know there's like 50 to 70 varieties of Caucasian people? Don't you know that? All of them didn't participate in the slave trade, had nothing to do with it.
So what group of white people did not participate in the slave trade?
You have to you put them all in the same category. That's not true. It's 50 to 70 different varieties of Caucasian people. Only a certain group participated in this endeavor.
Every single one of them. If they come to America, they will call us nigger.
They might do that. But that still don't prove. But that's an individual. In these different groups, they did not participate. I think it's like Norway. I think Norway. When these wars and stuff break out, some of these European countries become neutral. They don't get involved in World War II and III or whatever the hell it is. They are neutral. They don't even participate. But then you said the white man. Well, how come these Caucasian people ain't participating in it? Matter of fact, you don't even pay no attention to it.
What white people came over here within the last 500 years?
Those were the English, Anglo-Saxons, and folks like that from Britain.
No, I say came over here and helped us. White people don't give a.
Well, I'm not gonna say they helped us, but there was many Caucasian people who did not believe in slavery because their religion taught against it.
Yeah, but they didn't believe in slavery, but they didn't believe in equality. That's their
different things. They didn't bother you. They didn't bother us.
But if they're looking at us as inferior, as an inferior subhuman species.
And that's not you. We don't even know that for sure.
Hey, Angel, stop up. This is what these guys are trying to do right now. Since they can't present the proof of the African link, what they're doing is like you talk about the religious people, they're talking about everything but getting to that evidence. That's
right.
What
the evidence.
What evidence does you want us to prove, sir?
The link. The link.
Like through what? Like y'all don't believe in DNA, so what else?
Don't believe in DNA.
Why should I have to believe in DNA?
You don't believe in culture, so what else?
What about common sense? Just what you.
Well, common
sense
is what I'm going by too. Common sense doesn't say Africa to me.
Right, common sense don't tell me. That's why I'm here where I'm at, because I did the same thing. I remember when I was first approached about this Aboriginal Native American thing. Like I told you, I heard it growing up as a little boy. I heard it through different families. People were saying that we are native here. But, you know, we just ignored it because roots came out and all, just like the brother was saying in his video. They all this propaganda pushing Africa. So we just ignored our brothers and sisters and said that we have native roots here. And just like I was talking to the sister not too long ago, she was telling me about how dark-skinned these people were that was already here. And guess what? They called them, after they called them Indian, they called them Negro.
So why don't we come together as people of dark skin in the 1940s, 1930s? Do you think the white man would have walked up, oh, are you Aboriginal? Are you from Africa? No, he would have put you on the end of a noose. He would have segregated you, wouldn't have allowed you up into his restaurant.
Matter of fact, since you mentioned that, let me say this. The white man does discriminate based on nationality because Africans, Caribbeans, East Indians, they could be as dark as they want to be,
Yeah, that's true.
but they're free to maneuver and pursue the American dream. But once you're known as a Black American, then the discrimination is on. And that's been proven.
That's 100% fact. That's 100% fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not denying that at all. That's 100%.
See, this is the reason why we can't get nothing together, because you want to sit around and argue with me and get angry with me because I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in Africa. That's not the issue. The issue is, do you want to continue to let this cracker whoop your ass? That's where I'm sitting at. Now, if you want to continue to do that, then you need to get the hell away from me, because that's not my issue. Is I'm sick of these peckerwoods doing what they've been doing to us for 500 years. You want to argue and about pictures and things of this nature. That's not my issue. We can do that after you get liberated. You can do that after you get free and argue about that stuff from sun up to sundown. I won't have nothing to do with it though, because I'll be enjoying my wife and children. But y'all can you can do that once you get liberated. I'm not interested in arguing about, did Jesus exist? Did Jesus not exist?
Yeah, that's a waste of time.
I'm not going. It's a waste of time for me. We got our people that can't even drive a car. Some peckerwood will pull it over, and next thing you know, their brains blown out. That's what my concern is. My concern is getting us some power, getting back in this game once and for all. I want these people to respect me. Look. I'll tell you about me. I would go to physical war with these bastards, but I want to be able to put a whooping on them so much. I don't mind losing the fight, but I'm going to put a whooping on these bastards so tough they say, I don't want to do that again. And that's when you get your respect. He ain't gonna call you no boy no more. Because when mine go to the morgue, yours going to the morgue too. These people can bleed and die just like we can. You're gonna respect me. I don't have to write or put a sign around my neck talk about I am a man. No. Ooh, I was getting ready. I usually don't use the fact. I was getting ready to let one loose. Look, let me tell you something. You're gonna know by my actions who you're dealing with. That's just point blank. I'm not going, right now, we can talk about the African thing and who you look like and all that, whose baby mama is such and such. That's fine. But when it's all said and done, me personally, I'm not interested. I'm not going to continue to waste my time with these arguments. They don't do nothing to change the condition of our people. So my focus is the prize. I want out of here.
I want to get to the topic too. I want to get a little bit into, because my sister, who has been watching this, who I put her up on the show, we way off topic. We way off the topic.
Yeah,
I want to talk about this reparations versus revolution.
Yeah.
If we could just, man, get everybody.
Yeah, we're swinging back to the topic, everybody.
Okay, yeah, let me address that too when I get the chance.
Well, how about you start?
Oh, okay. What was the exact question so I can
it's reparations versus revolution. That's the original question.
Okay. Which one is more beneficial, or which one we should pursue?
Which one is more beneficial? If not both. Which one? I mean, how you
I like to deal with reality just like you. And obviously, given the current state of Black America's education level and weed smoking tradition, revolution is out of the question right now because that's not going to happen. Like I said, you just can't have an army of drug addicts. I'm not following an army of drug addicts.
Well, that's true.
General who smokes crack. It says, let's go do this. Nah. So reparations looks like a likely fallback, but at the same time, you're dealing with the power structure, and you can't force them to give you reparations.
Right.
You can try to persuade them to, but that's usually only going to be if you put them on a world stage. But even then, it's only going to be peer pressure that's going to allow them to do that. So, you know, others have tried. So far, we haven't even gotten an apology for anything. Now, others have pointed out that we're not African. That's why they're not giving us any reparation, because we didn't come from Africa. That's what other people point out. And I said, that's a pretty good point, you know? So if we do get reparations somehow, some way, which if a lot of these events out here, I believe them to be phony and staged, you know, like when people get called, they have the videos where black people getting called, have the police get called on them because they're selling water or they're talking loud or something like that. I think that's a lot of staged videos. Now, if we get reparations, I think at the very least, we shouldn't pay taxes. That's number one, for at least 5 generations. That's number one. Then money payments and land payments. And of course, if this were to happen, of course, we have other foreigners here who would get pissed and say, oh, these people didn't work for it. They're just giving it, having to give it to them. But yet you people come from another country and you kind of had to give it to you too, because you had a free hand to operate. That's the difference. We didn't. So then you have others like my man, the Afrikaan, who has an African ancestor, immigrant ancestor. Now, how do we divvy out the pot? If it's assigned to one person each in the Black American family, let's say we get $10 million a piece. That's that. But now, what if it's a pool of money, like let's say $1 trillion? I'm just throwing numbers out there, $1 trillion, and then we all grab a piece of that. Now, how do we stop others who say, okay, now I'm a Black American today because I'm trying to get some of this money? How do we stop that? That's the question. So I think reparation is good. I hope we get it. I'm starting to feel like we're coming down to that, because that's the way things look like they're headed. And Donald Trump is the president. You know, you had the thing with the prison, taking people out of prison and all that kind of stuff under Donald Trump. And he's supposed to be the racist president. But it's starting to look like reparations might be the direction that we're going. Then you have other Black people who say, well, if you give Black people this money, all they're going to do is give it right back anyways. I say to this, who cares? If they're dumb enough to do that, that's on them. You know, the white man, if he gives reparations in a financial way, then he could say, hey, we paid our debt. If they decide to piss it off, then that's on them. Now, another slick thing the white man can do, let's say he gave us $10 million a piece, right? And it's worth $10 million today. Let's say in a few months, my man could change the cost of living and increase it and make that $10 million worth $2 million. It could be slick like that, you know? So you got to watch out for everything, you know what I mean? And what if we're barred from buying land and businesses? Nothing's for sale. Then what do we do? A lot of questions to be asked. But in the interim, I'll take the no taxes and $10 million apiece in the interim.
Yeah, this is how I look at the reparations versus revolution thing. My take on reparations is real simple. You're not going to get it. I don't care what it's about. That's something that's a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. And I don't just say that just because I want to say it. I'm saying it because of the history of these people. These people would not even give you 40 acres and a mule right out of slavery. You cannot read, you couldn't write, you didn't have nothing at all. These demons didn't even give you 40 acres and a mule. You had nothing, period. So what make you think that they're going to do anything? The children of these people are the same. They don't think no differently than their forefathers. They look at you as a Negro slave, an inferior, just like they did in the past. Ain't nothing has changed on that issue. They're not going to give you nothing. If they wanted to give us anything, they would have done it a long time ago. They're not going to give you anything. There are people right now who have brilliant, I've seen their paperwork. They have submitted brilliant paperwork to this government. Spectacular. Matter of fact, they can prove all their points, their ancestry. They just be breaking this stuff down. They really did a lot of research. They done a good job. And the crackers look at it and laugh like, and what? What you want me to do about this? I'm still ain't gonna give you nothing. They're not gonna give you nothing. So, as reparations concerned, it's a pipe dream because we want to live this spectacular fantasy life. I'm gonna get all this money and I can just do, you want to be Donald Trump or somebody. It ain't really about your relative being slave. You just want to, you can, just the thought of that money, these Negroes, what kind of car you gonna buy? What you gonna do with all that money? Oh, wow, that's how we think. So your wanting of reparation is not even sincere because our people bled, died, suffered. They was terrorized for hundreds of years. And all thing you want to do is get this money and things of this nature so that you can party. And you can party. No, you don't need nothing. And they ain't gonna give you nothing anyway. Revolution is your best option. And when we talk about revolution, when you think about revolution means rebellion in a lot of cases. Or if you call something is revolutionary, like say for instance, this is a new waffle maker, it's different, it's new and improved. Revolutionary could also mean something to revolutionize or improve a situation. So you're rebelling to improve your situation. That's what we want to do here.
Right.
And at the most extreme, it's physical confrontation. You have to have that on the option. You have to make it part of your strategy. Outright physical confrontation, just like they do. They always say, well, we have to have military action as an option. Why we can't put that on our table? Now, to be a revolutionary means more than just military-wise or weaponize yourself. It can mean stop smoking their damn cigarettes. It can mean building your own car, doing something that's rebellion against that which is oppressing you. All of us come together and say, look, we ain't paying taxes. What you going, if all the dark-skinned people in this country said, we ain't paying taxes, what they gonna do? They gonna put all of us in jail? What can they do? There's nothing what can they do to it? That's rebellion. That's what they did against their oppressor. All of them told the King of England over there, kiss my backside. Don't tread on me. That's what they told him.
Can I say something?
So, revolution simply means to change your condition. Just like Malcolm said, by any means necessary. From the very smallest thing, like stop smoking their damn cigarettes, to the extreme, it's time for armed conflict, guerrilla warfare. We're gonna have to put it down. All that has to be, and that will get you a result faster than waiting on begging these suckers for some reparations because they're not gonna give it to you. They don't like you like that. You must think these people like you. Go ahead, brother guy. They don't like you. They don't like you.
And I agree with you. I think you made an excellent point there. But I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but I just think that since they won't give us reparation, we might as well just give that up. And as far as revolution, that's also a pipe dream, because we could be talking about, because one can't survive without the other. We can't have reparation without revolution. We got to have revolution first, then the reparation comes second. Because like I said, again, we have to nationalize ourselves. We can't be divided, because this is what we see now. We see too many black people, even within dark-skinned people, too many divided. Like you said earlier, you got the Muslims, Christians, that cause conflict. Right. Then you got the homosexuals, black homosexuals. They don't like straight black folks. Then you got the integrationists, the people who's married the enemy. So you got all these other people. As far as revolution, that's also a pipe dream. So once the government recognized all this division, they're not going to give us nothing. So I agree with you. Yes, I believe in the black man should believe with the black woman. Marriage needs to happen. More black families need to be together. Then we have to teach our children. We got to know who we are, where we come from. Then we got to pass down to our children. Then we got to bring our children to be warriors. Just like if you look at the white Jews, all white Jews don't get along. You know what I'm saying? You got the Orthodox, you got the Reformed. They hate each other. But when it came down to that reparation, they all came together as well. Okay, we all been through the Holocaust or whatever, and they got reparations. Same thing with the Native Indians and whatever. All Native Indians don't like each other, but when it came down to, hey, we all had a common goal, we have to stick together, they got reparations. The Japanese, you think all Japanese like each other? No. So they know that they had a common goal. With us, some of us love the white man. They love the white man. They don't. I've spoke to black people that's right here in America don't want reparations. They don't care about it. They want to be. They just like to. They like to be the integrationists. They love being with white folks. They don't give. They think. I've spoken to black people that say, well, you know, the reason why black people is the way they are because they're lazy. I have this Negro. I knew this Negro. He said the same thing about jobs when last year when Barack Obama was in office. 57% of black people was unemployed under Barack Obama, right? Even Barack Obama said that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I spoke to this guy. He said, "Oh well, because black people." This is a black man said this. He told me, "Oh, the reason why 50% of black people unemployed is because black people are lazy."
Well, I'm sure that couldn't have been a black American. It must have been a foreign black.
He's from here, sir. This is what he told me.
I mean, he could be from here, but I'm talking about his heritage is probably from someplace else. Those people are the ones that usually talk that talk.
I don't know. I just know that he speaks English and he looks like me, and he was born here. That's all I know. Now you might be right. I don't know what his family. I think his mother's from South America and Guyana.
Okay, there you go.
but he's still American.
I mean, see, that's why we're not on the same page with that. Yeah. To begin with, you talked about we need to know who we are, where we come from. We got to get that straight.
If we talking about black people as a whole, you know, that's what I thought we was discussing as a whole.
Okay, well, see, I guess that's why on my channel I make it clear that I'm discussing black Americans.
What is a black American? I like to know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I hate when people say that. I don't know what a black American is.
That's people who are descendant of slaves primarily and who have no ties to any other country, because we don't have any ties to any other country. We're not from the Caribbean. We're not from Africa. We can't go to another country if we get tired of here.
I would like to see the facts based on that, because I feel like you letting the white man off the hook when you talk about that the transatlantic slave trade did not happen.
I don't think that came out of my mouth.
I didn't say that either.
I said that we're from here.
I didn't say that either.
What I'm saying is, if you're saying that we don't have any ties
to any
different countries, therefore, we're saying that what happened on the waters of the Atlantic Ocean during the transatlantic slave trade, that was a fabricated story. So what I'm saying is, so you're saying, do you or do you not? Let me
make it clear.
Okay, make it clear.
Obviously, there was some slavery that took place, and we got mixed in with some of the Africans, and some, like the Gullah and the Geechee, they have retained some type of African type of ways. But the point is, even if that happened, we still don't have any ties to Africa. Right. That's the whole point.
So if you have, like you say, some of us got mixed in, even people who claim to be Aboriginal, if some of them have mixed blood, as you said, are you denying that ancestry?
Why do you want us to prefer that ancestry?
Well, no, I'm not asking you to prefer anything. What I'm saying is, let's come together on the platform of us being the descendant of a slave and Jim Crow segregation, discrimination.
Yeah, then you want to tie it back to Africa, and that's the problem with Pan-Africanism. They want to, and Afrocentrists, they want to center everything around Africa. We have to start dealing with what we are today.
On the reparation platform, I'm not necessarily trying to center anything around Africa. I'm centering things based off of the facts of what happened during the horrors of slavery.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Because even reparations or not, we can get reparations, whether it's we tie slavery to Africa or we just keep it domestic.
Right.
So reparations are still in order.
Right. Don't make no difference.
So, like you said, we got to establish who we are and where we come from. See, the problem is, here's what I like to point out in my videos. A lot of people see other people in the United States say, my people from Italy, my people from Germany, my people from Jamaica, my people from South America. Everybody else says they're from someplace else. And we feel, damn it, we don't really have some other place that we can claim. Right. So we want to claim Africa instead of just saying, hey, how about we're right here? We know that there are Black people in other places besides Africa. But I think the Afrocentrics talk about the Olmecs.
This is getting off the point. We're just talking about reparations versus revolution and the current condition, just looking back over the past.
Well, this is still on the point because the other brother he addressed, he said we need to establish who we are.
Okay, well, go ahead.
And that's the thing. We're not on the same page as to who we are. And then you mix in foreign Blacks with us, that confuses the thing even more. That's why I like to push the foreign Blacks to the side and stick with Black Americans. That way we can keep our focus. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, I don't consider myself American because number one, that's a white man's name.
I'm wondering what type of proof does this brother Alcorn have that he's indigenous in North America?
I'll tell you the proof. Let me address that real quick. The proof is I don't have any proof that I'm from Africa. The only proof I have is that I'm from the United States or the Americas. I don't have any other ties to any other land. Most Black people are in the same boat.
Ancestry. I'm not talking about where you were particularly born.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Ancestry. I don't have anybody in my family that comes from Africa. We can't trace it.
Have you done your family tree research back?
My man, I'm telling you from the family tree research, and this is for most Black Americans as well.
Do you have a screenshot that you could share showing your family?
See, this is Sean Hannity type questioning right now.
No, it's not. This is about facts. This is not just about opinion. This is about what can you provide as proof, evidence.
I want to see that this proof, this connection to the Africa. I want to see because I've studied John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, and what's Ivan Sermo, whatever. I see all this history, and I'm trying to read and see the connection of us to Egypt, us to these Africans, us to anybody outside of this country here.
I made a logical conclusion.
I don't care what you look like.
Just based off of common sense.
That's why we're asking these questions, because of common sense.
So basically what I'm saying, let's go back to this question. Nobody has yet to answer this question. When we talk about Japanese people from Asia, with the same, not the same.
But Talik, I don't think
we can sidestep and we can divert off of the what I'm trying to.
Brother Craig, the question is, and if you don't know, just say you don't. You can't show it. I want to see the evidence. Like, for instance, if somebody said they was related to Michael Jackson, they could actually show you. This is how I'm related to
people
Michael
who
Jackson.
Look like Michael Jackson. People who are.
But that wouldn't fly in court if you're trying to get a piece of his estate.
Right, that's not going to fly no court.
They can provide DNA evidence as well. I'm talking about first you would have to, like when you go into any court case, you have to provide evidence.
Real
evidence. That's how a lawyer operates. So
right. So what I'm asking you is show that evidence to us. I want to see the connection because I have no problem with it.
We have kinky hair.
Okay, that don't mean nothing.
That's not
so you saying that it doesn't
that's
mean
not no evidence. My sheep got kinky hair. So what?
But the people.
Is you a sheep?
Okay, look at Janet and Michael Jackson.
Things that have kinky hair. So what?
You can't even use looking at Janet and Michael Jackson as proof either because they both had surgery.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Let me step in it for a minute. Let me say, yo, Talik, I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
That you exclude us. If you look at the Asian people, right? I know people from
why are we, brother guy?
Deny the truth. Hey, brother, they're denying the truth.
Let me finish because I want to make
wait a minute. I want you to finish, but y'all, it's very simple. Show me the connection between us and these people, to Egypt, to the Moors, or whoever the hell that you want to claim. I just want to see that connection. I want to see that
African people. I'm not talking about the Egyptians. I'm not talking about any Moors. I'm not talking about any king, any queen. I'm just talking about just regular, everyday African people.
Show me the connection. I want to see it. I want to see how you come to this conclusion. Because if you have that connection, then you can be specific about what you're talking about. You can say we Zulu.
Okay, what about African lions, for an example? Don't they all look at African lions? What about the cat family, the feline family? Don't they all have similar characteristics?
See, you guys are talking a million miles, but you're not getting right to the point. That's all we need to hear.
They're not the same. What do you mean? But they're all a part of the same family.
Now I want to just stress.
What about mammals?
That's not the point. The point, I'm not saying that we don't have a connection to dark-skinned people. That's not the point. The point is,
okay, that's the only thing.
I want you to be specific, and I want to see this connection that this rope, this actual rope, to somebody.
I wonder why white people came over here. Like,
see how they keep avoiding the direct answer.
European, Anglo-Saxons, they all came over here, and they didn't come over. Some of us are Irish. Some of us are come from this region. No,
they did.
Yes, they did.
They're all white people.
The white folks do that.
Look at the history of slavery.
They're still segregated right now.
The history of slavery. Do you think there was only one group of white people who participated in that? Do you think
that's not what my man asked? My man asked you direct evidence that we're linked.
Why are we talking about Africa as a whole?
They're not going to answer that question because it's just
I know.
But
just like asking a person, can you show me God?
But Talik, let me say this real quick. Let me say this.
I mean, y'all can believe whatever you want to. No. We're not here.
But Talik, I'm just going to address something real quick. I don't think it's fair where it's not fair when you talk to the Asian American who don't have. No, listen to me.
It's not the same thing.
Hold up. Let me finish.
You're distracting.
No. Let me finish. Because they get a pass, and let me tell you why. Because I speak to Asian Americans, and they talk about their emperors 4,000 years ago, and it's cool
because they have a connection.
They get a pass.
They have a connection.
Why we don't get a pass? Why we don't get a pass?
Have a connection to the past.
Yeah, they know where they come from.
But they do.
Know where they come from.
But they do. They don't know about. And there's different tribes in Asia, but they don't talk about. Oh well, you know.
Right now, you're putting a lot of fluff on it because you're talking about a whole bunch of other things instead of getting to the point that the man is asking.
Right.
No. We're addressing the issue because I feel like
I'm addressing is he's talking about.
You're not presenting.
There were thousands
the connection.
Thousands of different
connection you have to anybody. First of all, you're not making it specific who you talking about. You putting all these African people.
How come other groups come over here? They're not specific. Arabs come over to this country. They're at war over there in their countries.
But why are we talking about that? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Set up shop in the black community and still get rich, while the average ordinary black person is in poverty.
See, this is what this is why when I do my channel and I talk the way I talk, I like to cut through the BS, because if we don't cut through the BS, we're gonna just keep getting drowned in BS.
Every other group practice group economics. But black people, we talking about what tribe?
See, we're going into something else. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah. I'm talking about why can't we be labeled as a collective whole? That's
what I'm saying.
We gotta figure out who we are first.
Right. And that's not what we are.
People with broad noses, kinky hair, people with dark skin.
Man, you just showed pictures of Africans with narrow noses.
Why can't
Africans have broad noses?
We are a group of oppressed people. Why can't we just come together based off of that premise alone? That's the only question.
And that's cool. That's cool. But don't try to force your idea of what identity is on other people when they reject it and don't accept it. Because maybe they see things differently.
This is the reason why revolution will be a failure.
No, because revolution will be based on
revolution. It's been a failure.
Revolution will be based upon what is in common that everybody can agree upon.
But not everybody don't agree. Everybody don't agree.
So you're not gonna. The act of revolution happens because you come together based on commonality. It won't happen when you divide. So you don't have to even worry about it. Period.
Right, and a lot of people, and my man, he talked about we should come together as oppressed people. So that's where that black and so-called brown thing comes too, because a lot of black people think the so-called brown people are oppressed too, and they don't realize that these people actually enjoy their positions in this country. Yeah. They don't really want to rebel against the white man. No, but again,
you're right.
These guys did all this talking, and I like to come back to the point. This is how I like to argue, because when people don't get to the point and get to the specifics of what they were talking about, I like to bring it back to try and force their hand. Once again, you guys failed to provide this link, and instead you just copped out and said, "Okay, we're just depressed."
Okay, which link provide?
So no, but let's flip it. What is your how do you know that you're from this land?
See, I already answered the question, number one.
Yeah, because you haven't shown no proof from Africa.
Where's your proof that you're from this land?
Flipping it is trying to get you away from answering the question. See,
but what is your proof that you're from this land? Because if that's the case, then you would have got reparations already.
No. That doesn't come with that automatically.
This is what I say. Okay, but this is what I say. Look,
Native Indians got their reparations.
Look, this is what I say. This is where I'm coming from. Make my position clear. My position is that we are a brand new people produced by chattel slavery that have an ancestry, perhaps coming from the people from the continent and the islands and the Native American people here. I would, because mathematics don't support a lot of things, I would assume that the original breeding stock was already here. They did not come from Africa or whatever. The original breeding stock was here. But regardless to that, whatever our ancestry was, we're no longer them anyway. You know, it's just like those, some of you raise tropical fish. Anybody raise a guppy? Well, I raise tropical fish. Okay.
You're a common enemy. Look at what happened in South Africa, apartheid. The same thing that happened over here in America with Jim Crow. The white man is oppressing us all across.
Okay, but we can't be concerned with them, man. We got to concentrate on Black America.
On Black America.
But I'm not American.
That doesn't make
look at this. No, this is what you do. Look. I'm going back. Let me finish what I was saying here. As far as this identification thing is concerned.
Okay.
See, we are like the orphan. You don't know your mother. You don't know your father. So what do an orphan do? An orphan starts all over again. That orphan finds a husband and a wife. They have a child, and they start the family thing all over again. And when you start the family thing all over again, just like all these other people, they started from somewhere. When you start your family all over again, after a few thousand years, you created your own culture, your own language, whatever, just like anybody else in the world. And that's the way I view us. I don't view us as some native people or no Africans. We are brand new people developed due to chattel slavery, and we developed things of our own. You know, birds use the materials at hand to build their nests. So since we were born in America, we do our own thing. I mean, we've actually come up, I think Pig Latin is a language that we actually developed here in America, came from us, and we go tell the cracker, or Ebonics. Ebonics is words, whatever, that we put together, because this is what happens when a people come into their own. That's why, I mean, we make mockery of our ghetto names. That's not a ghetto, these are not ghetto names. These are attempts of becoming who you are. See what I'm saying? It's becoming who you are. We produce a word called soul. And we call out, you know, we produce soul music, soul food, and whatever.
That and Africans don't have that.
Africans don't have that.
Wow.
When you talk about soul people, there's only one people that can pop up on the map, and that's us. It came from us. And that's what we need to do. Concentrate. Stop trying to be somebody else. That's nice. It's nice that you related to Shaka Zulu. I wouldn't mind being related to that.
At the end of the day, though.
But at the end of the day,
you're just making a mockery.
The white man's gonna look at all of us as niggas.
Be yourself.
Right.
The white man's gonna look at all of us as niggas. It don't matter at the end of the day where you come
but
from.
He really doesn't look at all of us as niggas.
No, he don't.
Look at Colin Powell.
Look at Colin. I mean, yeah,
a Jamaican.
He's a cool.
He's a Jamaican.
Yeah, I mean, you know, white people, they put certain black people in high places.
This is the same old.
Look at the East Indians. They used to be called niggers by the British, but when they get over here, they're not black.
Well, when it comes to the same pro-black rhetoric, here's the thing. It's the same old pro-white rhetoric that is that's been holding black people back for thousands of years.
No, it is. You've been holding yourself back for thousands of years. The only thing stopping.
Okay, here's the thing. How have I been holding myself back when there are people that I can look at? There are white people who have generational wealth handed down from generation to generation when my ancestors were denied the equal opportunity.
But one of your ancestors was an African and they weren't denied.
I'm talking about that's one of my ancestors. I have other sides of my ancestry as well. We're not just talking about one of my ancestors.
Yeah, but that's a fact. That's one of your ancestors.
That's one of my ancestors. I'm not ashamed of Africa.
All Africans did not practice something that produced generational wealth. They live off the land. You can't produce generational wealth, live off the land. That means they was focused on
comfortable being slaves.
System.
Just be comfortable. Just sit back. Be comfortable being slaves.
Well, no, you don't have to sit back and be comfortable, but you just can't make up phony histories and try to act like that's combating the situation.
Right. What type of phony histories have I made up? I don't.
Africa can connect. Well, not specifically with you because you do have an actual African connection, but with us and your flag, the red, black, and green, that's all made up. And when we point out the specifics, you keep saying, okay, well, we have to get together as oppressed people, or we have to get together because the white man is unified and all that kind of stuff. You keep centering everything around Africa or people who you feel that you look like, but then you dismiss other black people who you look like.
But then here's the
black people am I dismissing?
I can't.
The black peoples of Asia and the Middle East and North Africa.
I said all black people need to come together on a commonality. I'm not dismissing any person with dark skin. I'm not doing that.
So the East Indian is your brother, right?
What do you think Pan-Africanism represents? It represents all black people of dark skin, regardless of where you come from.
Okay, so the East Indian, answer this. The East Indian is your black brother, right?
I don't know. No.
Oh, okay, you see? That's why I always bring that up. Angel snubbed up 7. That's why I always bring the East Indian up, because that'll tell you the whole story.
East Indian are not black people.
They're melanated peoples, right?
East Indians are not African people. And
yes, they are African. Even the white man says India was connected to Africa, and they started off. Huh?
Who's this white man that said that?
Okay,
who's this white man?
I gotta go dig up the specific white man.
No, don't talk about stuff you don't know nothing about. Name me a white man that said that.
But technically, since the black man is the original man, and all people came from the black man, technically all of us are Africans. If that's the case.
No, that's not true.
You see what I mean? This is why I say what I say.
Yeah, see?
No, because
they're confused in what they've been.
Was the murderer of Trayvon Martin?
Leave that African.
Brown. Was they African?
Leave that.
People with white. It doesn't matter if all came from the same person. What we have to look at is the present day condition. People with white skin have white privilege. They're in the judicial system. It doesn't matter. We could go back to these fairy tale stories about what happened hundreds of thousands of years ago. That's irrelevant to current day condition.
Well, let me ask the man that's speaking. Do you consider Arabs to be black?
No.
Yeah. African.
Oh, do I? No, definitely. No.
You said no?
As black.
You said no?
They don't identify themselves as
black.
No.
Not what they identify. Do you consider them to be black?
I don't consider race traders to be black.
No. My man, I'm just asking a specific question.
So you're talking about white, you talking about Arabs, those European looking Arabs? No, they're not.
No. I'm asking African.
No, I don't.
African are not black people.
Okay, he says no. Okay, do you consider them to be white?
They're white, yes. They're white people. They even said they were white.
Okay. All right. So even the black Arabs are white to you, right?
No. You would have to show me pictures. I would have to look.
Okay. Matter of fact, pull up your screen share and type in.
No. You
Anwar Sadat Omar.
You brought that
up. No, wait a second. No, I'll do it.
I don't know how to pull it up. That's why I'm asking you.
You say type in who?
Anwar Sadat Omar Bashir.
Wait a second. That's a difficult name to spell. Hold up. Sadat.
I still haven't seen the connection.
Wait a second. How do you spell that, man? I never even heard of him.
Anwar Sadat, ANWAR, last name SADAT.
DAT. Okay. Look. Okay. Okay. I see where you're going with this. Let me share this real quick so everybody can see this in the chat room. Okay. Would I consider him to be black?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, it's a tough call.
I know what you want to say, but you're trying to think about it.
He seems to have black features. No, he does. Like, I mean, he seems to have black features to me. This would be a hard one.
I mean, it shouldn't be hard. Either they're black or they're not black.
He looks like it.
All right, looks like it is good enough, so I'll take that as yes. Now type in Omar Bashir.
Okay, Omar Bashir. Same name. Omar with like what a
OMAR, last name BASHIR.
Okay, Omar Sadat Bashir.
No, not Sadat. Not Sadat.
Okay.
Erase all that other stuff. Bashir. Okay. There it is, the first one. Bashir Sudan. Yeah.
Man, he resembles a black man.
See, you trying to be slick with this resemble.
No, he does. I'm just telling the honest to God truth. He does resemble a black man to me.
Okay. Now type in another one. Type in Bashar Assad. That's BASHAR. Last name ASSA.
Bashir al-Assad.
Yeah.
So what's your point?
Watch. I'm about to get to the point in a minute.
Okay.
Because you do got black Arabs.
Okay. What about him?
Okay. Now, what do you consider him?
I mean, shit. He looks like he could be Russian, Italian. I mean,
Eastern European, right?
Yeah, Eastern European. Yeah,
but he's the Arab. All those guys are called Arabs. That's my point.
You have white Arabs.
Those are called Americans. You have like Chinese. You have white Americans, black Americans.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
But we know they came from different countries. These are supposed to be one type of people, supposedly.
No, that's not true. You got to be specific. But Khalid,
I thought black supposed to be identified only with the descendants of slaves born in America.
That's
what earlier they said people who look a certain way. Now these people called Arabs, they look a certain way.
Khalid,
how come when we ask if they're black, how come all of a sudden it's well, they resemble black people or they could be black? I'm not sure.
My definition of a black person. You know, everybody has their own definition.
But your definition, we heard it earlier. Your definition was broad nose and dark skin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Those guys had broad noses and dark skin.
We got my brother Maurice in the house.
Peace and blessings, family. Sorry, I'm late.
Yes, sir.
I don't know where I got 3 o'clock. I had 3 o'clock in my mind.
3 o'clock?
Yeah.
I'm shocked that you made it here. I had technical difficulties. I had to switch the links and stuff around, and I'm shocked that you made it here, period. But you know, like you said, all praises is due to Allah.
Yes, sir.
But now, Quan, what was your point?
But, no, Tali, can I ask you a question, Tali?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's my question. If you take you take a lion out of Africa, right, and you put him in this fake habitat in America, let's say after 20, 30 years, of course, that lion had children. Would that lion still be considered an African lion or an American lion?
It'd be called a lion.
Yeah.
No. That's not the question I asked Tali.
Well, as far as the breed is concerned,
No.
Because there's more than one kind of lion. It would still be considered an African lion that's living in America.
So how come we can't be?
Now, the thing about it is, over a certain period of time, you know, creatures develop differently. They begin to change and evolve, or whatever. If an animal is in a certain place, a certain
period. Right. That's exactly right.
They change. So
right.
You know, but again, just because you came from somewhere, don't mean that you are them any longer. You know, I come from Mississippi. My relatives, my little young relatives, They don't want nothing to do with Mississippi at all. I say, you want to go visit where I was born? And they're not even interested because it's foreign to them. So it don't make no difference if we came from Africa or whatever you claim that we came from. It make no difference. That's foreign to you, and you can't relate. If they put you and Brother Craig on a boat right now and sent you to Africa, you would have no idea what to do because it's foreign to you. The language is foreign, how they eat, how they carry themselves. Why can't we just simply be who we are and deal with this problem once and for all? Stop trying to be somebody that we've never been.
And stop trying to drag other people into it.
My thing is this. It's not the fact that, all I say is that African people, that we share a common ancestry. Like, that's my main argument.
I just pointed out 2 Africans to you, and you couldn't even pinpoint the ancestry.
Wait a second. No, what did you point out? Because we'll watch
Anwar Sadat and Omar Bashir.
And I told you they used to have black people. They could be mixed breed. Like,
you didn't say that. You said you were unsure. Now, how come those Kenyan women that you showed us earlier who were pretty light, how come they were black? But these guys you don't know about. They're from Africa.
They seem to have mixed ancestry.
But those Kenyan women, you didn't say they had mixed ancestry.
No, because they didn't. Because they don't.
Oh, but how could you know these guys do? How do you know they're
well, I said they seemed to.
But they were darker than those Kenyan women that you showed.
No, they weren't. No.
Yes, they were.
Okay, well, with that said, I got Brother Maurice in the house, and he knew to the situation. Now, I'm getting a little on the tired side. I want to bring my brother Maurice in on the conversation and get his
I'm having a lot of fun.
Point of view, and then I really would like to wrap this thing because I'm tired right now. To be honest,
I'm getting into it. I want you to keep it going now.
You can keep it going. I'll let the computer stay on here. Y'all can rap whatever. But Brother Maurice is here. I want to acknowledge him. I want him to get his opinion on the situation. I also think that he has something to bring us talk about as far as our a mission to take control of a city and a state. I think he wants to talk about that too. And to me, that's more important than anything as far as this channel is concerned. So with that said, I want to bring my soul brother and warrior to the rostrum, Brother Maurice Mohammed.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, big brother. Thank you. And peace and blessings to the panel. It's definitely good to be in the house of the gods. Definitely.
Yes, sir.
So is there, before we get into the Mississippi, is there a question you wanted to ask me about that or something?
Yeah, the topic that the sister chose today was reparations versus revolution, or both.
We kind of got sidetracked.
What is the most beneficial to our situation as a people here?
Well, I think that when we all know that we would like reparations.
Yes.
Every other people has received it. We have yet to receive it. So I think that it would be a waste of our time to be trying to fight for something that is not going to come, simply because there is no will in the American electorate that's willing to do that. John Conyers had a bill that was for the study of reparations, and he was never able to get it out of committee so that they can even study to see if it was even feasible to do. So that clearly shows us that they don't have the will for it. This, not the last election, but when President Obama was running for election, and during the Democratic debate, where it was just the Democrat side, they asked a question about reparations. And the only person that acknowledged and said that they were for reparations for us, that was Dennis Kucinich. And he was the only one that said, yes, I would be for reparations. So out of the whole Democratic Party, you only have one person, John Conyers, who did a bill, and you only have one person, Dennis Kucinich, who went on record to say that, yes, he would back us receiving reparations. Now, I do know that here in Tennessee, the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, at one time, they had a scholarship for Black people that were ancestors, that our ancestors were slaves, and they gave away free 4-year education. It was not very publicly advertised, but certain groups within the state of Tennessee knew about it, and there was a few Black people that actually took advantage of what was being offered from the University of Tennessee. So, you know, with that said, I think it would be a definite waste of our time to, you know, be trying to fight for something that they are not willing to give us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the political situation changed and we had honorable people in there that would push and fight for it, then yeah, we'll take what we're going to get. But at this point in time, with the people that are there presently, I don't foresee it happening, and it will be a waste of our time. Our time would be greatly spent, better spent, in the developing of our state and the taking of the city down in Mississippi. That is our best cause of action, because we know that things are going to happen more and more in America on the negative side.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said in a video the other day, white people are preparing for a quote unquote race war. You had in Michigan, where there was a Black Lives Rally protest, and some white dudes came out and wound up shooting some of our brothers at the protest, and then they got away with their mask. The enemy is not playing with us.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know when Dr. King was shot, he didn't die on the balcony. He was alive when they got him to the hospital. But one of the nurses in the hospital said that when the FBI and them got there, they put them out. And 3 members all hog spit on him and then took a pillow and covered him. And that's how he died. So knowing that the enemy doesn't like us, knowing that the enemy already has in their plans to get rid of us, it makes no sense for us not to go after our city, because when they come, we will need our own medical resources.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're going to be sent, or we're going to go to the enemy's brothers and sisters and have them fix us, then we're in a sorry condition. If we go back and think about Dr. Khalid Muhammad, when he died, you know, they took forever to get him to a hospital. When they finally got him in the hospital, hours went by before they called Dr. Ben Carson to work on him, because Ben Carson was a neurosurgeon. When Ben got there, he was angry and he was fussing, because he said to them, "There's nothing that I can do for him. Why did you all wait so late to call me? If you would have called me much earlier, then yes, there'll probably be something that I could do. But at this point, there's nothing I can do for him." And so as one of the brothers went into Dr. Khalid's room, and he said to him, "They got you, Doc. They got you." And a tear was coming down his face, because he knew, yeah, they got me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's incumbent upon us that we do the right things now to prevent us being outright slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
There is no will nowhere in the American establishment to do right by us. So we have to do right by ourselves, and know and understand that with us undertaking this project, you know, Oprah Winfrey has a ranch, and it's called the Promised Land. But the only one on the promised land that's living the promised life is her. And that's not the way the Creator made it. So we have to go and get the promised land. We have to challenge the giants so that we will be much better off. And we don't have another alternative. We don't have another solution. This is the solution. And the time for us to get it is now. We don't have another 20 or 30 years to continue wandering to try to figure out what's the right way. This is the right way.
Sure.
It's very interesting when Ho Chi Minh decided that they were going to take over Vietnam for their people. It was only 20 people at the table. 20 people at the table. And those 20 people redirected the thought and the energy of their people. So much so that they not only beat the French, but they also beat America. Because 20 people decided what they were going to do and did it for the whole of their entire race. So now when you look at Vietnam, it is a connected country, a united country, and a doing for self country. When those in the civil rights got together to say that this is the direction that we were going to do, or they were going to do, it wasn't the majority of our people. It was a select number who directed the way that we as a people will go. So now it is our time, and I'm not looking for the masses of our people, but we're looking for the committed members of our people to take a post and to understand your assignment and to get it done. So when we do this, we will be the founding fathers, the founding mothers of this new reality for our people. And they may laugh now, but they will thank us later when they see what we have done. And so with that, I'll rest my mic there, brother.
All right. That was wonderfully put. I like that. I like that. I mean, Brother Maurice, you keep me fired up.
Yes, sir.
You know, this thing, I'm going to tell you, see, this here places a lot of pressure on yourself and myself, you know, and it's incredible pressure, especially for me, because I want to win. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I don't just want to win for my own personal self. I want to win for us as a people. I want to end this condition once and for all. I'm tired of just keep going over and over. I'm going to argue with you whether you believe in Jesus or Allah. I'm tired of that stuff. That stuff over. It's not doing nothing to help the situation.
Exactly.
Why are we spending all this time on things that don't mean nothing?
Exactly.
We need to spend our times on, this is the project. We know it's good. We know it needs to be done. What are you willing to do to get the job done? What is that? What Kennedy said, something about don't ask what you want. Yeah, that's the way you have to look at this.
Exactly.
And we are the forerunners. We will become the forefathers and the foremothers of this. And the people will appreciate what we've accomplished. And this is about a we. It's not about me. It's not about Brother Maurice or Brother Craig or any of us on the panel. This is a we situation. As we go forward, no matter how hard you work, it's still going to be about, this is what we done. Because our people need to see a we and start giving credit to, well, this individual did this or this, or no, this is what we done. Even to the point, we have to engage our babies, no matter what they can do. Plant a seed in the ground, pass out a flyer, because they need to be part. They want to be. Our children should be able to say, "I was part of that too. I passed out flyers. I knocked on doors." Everybody should be put a sign on your dog.
That's right.
See what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we can be that we can have what you call this national pride. Because we done this.
That's right.
With our own hands, what we did to sacrifice our work. Because if we make it a I or they, that's not going to work.
Exactly.
And above all, like I was mentioning to the brothers prior to your appearance, brother, we have to change our mindset. We got a nigga in us.
That's right.
And and no matter how much black power you holler, no matter how much you talk about I love Jesus, that nigga is there, and that nigga is has been messing us up for generations. We got to control this thing that's inside of us. You got to. That's because right. Even if we're successful in taking control of the state, we're not going to hold it long.
That's right.
And you don't want it. Why go through all that just to lose it?
Exactly.
I play to win.
That's right.
I'm not out here to be no loser. Matter of fact, see, I look at this as more than just taking over a state. I look at it more as taking over the world.
Yes.
That's the way I look at it. It's taking over the world. Influencing the world. And actually, that's what you really will be doing. That's is influencing the world. Influencing the world to what? You may not believe this, but you'll be influencing the world to return to the behavior called righteousness. Because only a righteous mind can get this done. That's right. Only a righteous mind can turn this around. That's the purpose of Quran. That's the purpose of Bible. That's supposed to be the purpose of religious teaching, period, to bring you from up out of this wicked condition to a righteous state. If this world is of evil and wicked, then we got to do opposite.
That's right.
Otherwise, the only thing we're doing is becoming part of the toilet.
Right.
Which turd are you floating around? That's the question. We gonna be cleaning ourselves up. We want to clean our people up. We don't want to force nothing on nobody, but our people need to know we can't continue to move in the condition that we're in. Exactly. We can't do that. You got to begin to clean yourself up. Instead of smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, why don't you break that down? Why don't you smoke half a pack? Exactly. We need to start cleaning ourselves up, because what you're doing, we're transforming ourselves into our real self. Because right now we're niggas. We call ourselves that with pride. Nigga this, nigga that. We got to get out of that because that's not who you are. That's right. We've been made into that by a devil. So I'm telling the brothers, I know that we had a conversation here and talk about Africa, whatever. And we can do that. We can continue this conversation after we're liberated. You can have this conversation after we celebrate and we taking over the governorship of the state of Mississippi. And you want to know something? And when you do that, you're gonna be so happy and proud, you ain't even gonna want to argue about no Africanness and the Native American. You're gonna be so proud that you accomplished this great feat. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to do, and you accomplished this. You've done some bad stuff. Ain't nobody never expected us to accomplish that like that. You ain't even gonna want to talk about all these things. The things that we arguing back and forth and debating about, you're gonna be so happy and so proud of what you have done with your own hands. You ain't gonna be talking about Egypt like you do. You ain't gonna be talking about Timbuktu and all the. You're gonna be looking at, look what we done. That's right.
It's funny you mentioned Mississippi because that's a state known for Native American history, as of most of the states, of course. But
but that's what we stand here. I asked all of us to get aboard the solar train. That's us. I didn't make that up, Negro. I ain't getting on no solar or something. I didn't make that up. It has nothing to do with me. That came from us. Only thing I want to do is build on it, and that soul becomes the umbrella that unites all of us together. It's the glue. When I go out in the street and I call brothers and sisters soul brothers, I've never yet found a person who had a problem with it. Nobody. It's the glue that bonds. It's the glue. It's the umbrella that we can put everything that we agree upon under one umbrella, and let's move forward. We want to move forward.
Well, see, that's why others want that African to be the umbrella, Broke up.
It's nice. I don't have no problem with it. But it's been around for a long time. It has yet to bond us as a people. We need something that is the glue that can put all of us together, because you can be a soul brother and sister and be African. You can be a soul brother and sister, be a black Muslim. You can be a soul brother and sister and be an alcoholic. Don't make no difference about that. It's the glue that's going to hold us together and bring an identity for a family of people with all these common things that's to all of us, that's connected to all of us.
You know, now that I think about it, when we do talk about that Pan-African thing, I noticed that people who are into that, it has binded them together to make them kind of angry, but it hasn't really put them together to actually get busy and start doing anything.
True.
That's what I noticed.
I'll tell you something else about Pan-Africanism. The people on the continent are not interested. They've been having these different wars and hatred towards one another for centuries. And when that's why the Caucasian, it was easy for them to go to that continent and take it over as easy as they done, because they did not view themselves as family. That's why it was so easy. And since many of you call us Africans, we have the same attitude. You know, I don't care what they do to the Nation of Islam. That ain't my family anyway. So they can kill all the black Muslims. I don't care. It was so easy. We view Africans. We have the same attitude. You know, we look at each other. We don't view ourselves as connected like that. We don't care what happens to the other brother and sister, just like they don't. So how are you going to support Pan-Africanism and you can't even bring together the brothers and sisters that was born right here on this land with you? But I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you this. When they see us come together and take control of this state, they'll begin, even they on that continent will begin to look at things a whole different way. I can guarantee you that.
Yes, sir.
But that's on down the line. We need to get this job done, not just for ourselves, but for your babies, Brother Craig, and for Brother Guy's babies, and all of us who have children. That's what you build it for. You know, we might die in action. As being soldiers, you might die in action. But you give your life so that your children can have a better way of life than what you had.
Mm-hmm.
That's what and I'm telling you, I want people to challenge this concept, this idea of taking control of a city, taking control of a state. Because I want to hear what you have to say. But I've been talking about this, Brother Maurice, but we've been talking about this for a few months. And I've yet to see somebody come and really make a valid complaint, show us that this is not feasible, because it is. You just don't want to do it. You know, you're comfortable being a silly Negro, making YouTube videos 24 hours a day. The hell with that. Ready to change this. I want my own. At least when I go to Mississippi, I can feel safe for a change.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have no safe haven.
Exactly. And you know, the good thing about having a city state is that you're able to do international trade and commerce.
Right.
You're able to set up, you know, things like that, so that if you want to go to the motherland and have products switching and going back and forth and doing that Pan-Africanism thought, you have that ability, because now you own land. So now you can have that back and forth, and you can actually express your Pan-Africanism by actually living it. But if we don't have land over here, you'll never live it, because it takes land. Now they're still fighting over there for their land in certain parts. So, you know, in one of the reports in the 1965 report done on the black family, or the Negro family, as they called it then, they said one of the dangerous things is the doctrine of the black Muslims. And if that doctrine is successful, dealing with total white alienation, then the world will see it as, yes, this is something that they can do, and they will try to repeat it. So in the report, the government was talking about how they had to stop it because it was a danger to them and to what they set up. As we know with the Million Man March, the minister did it here. And then next thing you know, everybody else is trying to do a million this march, a million moms, a million this, everybody kept doing the million thing because they saw that we did it and it worked. So now it's all over the world. People are doing a million this march, a million that. Okay. Because they saw that it was actually capable of happening here. And they say, well, hell, if they doing it in America, we can do it over there. So the important thing is that when the world see what we have done, they will get strong enough to say, I'm going to do it too. And then the land question that they're fighting over in South Africa, they won't be fighting over it any longer, because they will say, well, shit, if y'all got able to do it there and you're successful, then we're going to do it here. And they're not going to look to petition nobody. They're going to handle their business as they should be, and that's important, that we handle our business, because we have gotten all of these teachings, all of these trainings, and that we can quote Malcolm, we can quote E.B. Du Bois, we can quote Robinson. We know these names, we know what they stood for. But if we don't build off of what we know, then that means what we taught really is either no good or we're no good students. Because we have not done by the knowledge as we should have. And so I know we were taught properly. I know that. So now it is time for us to put what we were taught into action and produce the product. And that product would be our freedom. And we got land. And we don't have our mouths in the enemy's kitchen. We're not depending upon them to do anything for us. We're doing it ourselves. And that shows that we are a free people, and we didn't beg no enemy to give us anything. We took it. And that is the mark of a free people, that you don't beg for it. You take what's yours.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And I rest my mic.
Yes, sir. Well, with that said, I got my brother, gave him a chance to bring us his perspective, and we've talked about this a little while now, because I think we started, it's been over, I know it's like going on 3 hours or so. I don't know what the time is, but I think we've really covered the topic and then some, and actually the guest host really was supposed to be my sister. Sister Noble, you still there?
Yeah, sure.
She's knocked out. That's what I saw. It's almost funny because she kept on nodding off.
We got way off topic today.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all good. I mean,
I actually wanted to hear what she had to say, because I'm like, well, she's not saying anything, though.
Because I was texting her and everything. She's not responding. I'm like, anyway, that's the way it is. I mean, I got her back, so,
brother, we did get questions from our last live that we did.
Yeah.
But let's pick a time when we can go and answer those questions that we received. There were some really good questions.
Okay.
But, let's get a time where we can go and answer the questions on the live.
All right.
So that, they can see that we are moving forward, definitely.
Right. Yeah, we can go to your house to do that, Brother Marie.
Okay.
I always have to be here. Even the sister, she told me she liked to participate or whatever. We can switch to everybody's different channels, because we can just pass the links back and forth, and because I'm gonna copy and mirror the videos anyway. It don't make no difference where we have it at. It's about, I mean, ain't no celebrity. We're not trying to make no celebrity. We going to take over that state. That's what I want.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what I want. It's about we doing this. Brother Alquan, you on board? You getting on the soul train, brother? Cause see, Brother Alquan is one of those. He's one of those critics. Well, he tell you real quick. Well, you know, that he's actually a Caribbean. You know, he's not actually black. You know, he's a critic. I mean,
no, I'm not a critic. I just like pointing out the facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey,
other people do have different agendas. You know that?
Yeah, right. You know, and you know, cause he's been. I heard him giving Sonetta the old 1-2. I'm like, woo, and you know, I mean, don't run from the stuff. I mean, this is the way I do it. If I don't know, I just tell you, look, brother, I don't know. So if I tell you I don't know. There's no more questions. I told you, Negro, I don't know. There's nothing else to say.
You know, the world would be a nicer place, especially when you, I don't want to say debate, but when you have conferences with black people, it'd be nice if a lot of black people would say, listen, I don't have the answer to that.
I don't know.
Instead of just saying, okay, trying to BS and going to a different direction, talking for an hour, and then you don't say anything about anything, you know?
Right.
I hate that.
But this is what I want to say. Like, I just feel like some people just want to be complicated and just want to say, look, this is what we are, and let's move on. But instead, people want to dissect and be like, and all this nonsense. And so because white folks don't do that. No other race of people do that. They just stick to it. If they say Christopher Columbus could discover the America, they say Christopher Columbus discovered America, and they move on. But no, not us. We want to. This.
You know how many books have been written about him discovering America?
No. But white people believe that Christopher Columbus discovered America, and they move on. But not us. We can't do that. We try to dissect and we try to point out all this. It just be quiet. Look, this is what we are, and move on. But no, we don't.
We have to ask questions to get answers. You know.
Then you want to talk about revolution and reparation? How are we going to do that? And we can't even know what we are. But we call it soul people. What the fuck is a soul people? I didn't come from no land called soul. Come on, man. Let's be realistic. Come on, stop it.
See, this is the thing. See, this is the thing.
Well, you can't prove you come from a land called Africa either.
No. I didn't come from no land called soul. Show me anywhere on planet Earth.
I did not say. Look. I did not. Did I ever say that there's a land called soul? I did not say that. I said that's a way of identification. Just like if you was an orphan. You begin from scratch and you start your own thing. I did not say that there was a land called soul. I don't deal with make-believe stuff. If these other persons were smart enough to develop their own culture from scratch, you mean to tell me I'm so dumb and stupid I can't develop my own?
But white people, you got white people called soul too.
No, it ain't. No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
No. So wait a minute. What about what's that Tina Marie? They said she's the ivory soul.
They done it.
Tina Marie is called ivory soul.
They done it copying us. It came
right.
But that's not going to work.
I don't care what they do. People copy folks all over the world. Hell, I love Chinese karate gis. Do that make me Chinese?
I love them too. Matter of fact, I track some down on Blu-ray.
People copy folks for whatever they do. I mean, you eat your food with a spoon and a fork. Africans originally didn't do that. They eat mostly with their hands.
No, that's not true, sir. The original spoon and fork came from ancient Kemet.
I heard it came from China. That's what I heard.
Oh my, okay.
Well, guess what? You didn't learn it from neither.
Regardless of that, we were forced into this lifestyle. It's a difference. It's not like we came over here.
But you're trying to force us into an African lifestyle.
Right. You're trying to force me to be an African.
You can't even define what an African is.
I can't see. That's why I think the disconnect is.
But wait a minute, you're trying to force us to continue being slaves.
Yeah, no. See, here's the thing, brother guy. This is where the disconnect is. I'm not on this platform trying to force anybody to claim any African ancestry. I'm saying for 100% fact, I know I have. I'm not trying to.
Well, that's you because you definitely have an traceable African ancestor.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not on here trying to force anybody else to change their, belief system. I'm just saying that me personally, I'm not ashamed, of where I come from.
I'm just talking about me personally.
Right.
No, I'm just saying. No, my point. I'm just trying to make is this: we talking about revolution and reparations. I believe we're not gonna have neither, because we can't even come together and nationalize ourselves as a people.
What you think? Did you listen to what I said and how I explained the concept of soul? Did you listen?
I'm not going to claim that. I'm telling you, I'm not claiming soul. I know soul me. I know I have soul, but that's not who I am. That's not my nationality.
He's not listening.
That's not my ethnicity.
You're not listening. You're not listening to the. I just explained it. It's simple. But see, that's the thing about. This is the thing about these belief systems. People cannot discern from their personal belief, push it to a side to something that we can gather upon, that we can unite under a common umbrella. That's all that I'm saying. But we want to hold on to these things. You want me to be like you, and this person wants somebody to be like them. That's not how. I mean, you're trying to force these concepts on people that they don't want.
I'm a person. I support soul. I support my soul brothers and sisters.
And that's all.
This is why, because I represent Pan-Africanism.
A soul brother can be a Pan-Africanist. A soul brother.
That's what I'm saying. No,
anything.
I'm talking about the definition of Pan-Africanism is to see that all people, all Black people, we are brothers and sisters.
But you haven't defined all Black people. You dismiss some.
Well, soul. When you talk about soul, you talk about.
See, that's why I stick with Black Americans only, who think like I think, and dismiss the rest, because we just can't go around trying to convince other people to take on our beliefs. Or
but Talik,
you can't even get all Black people in America to take on your beliefs.
There's African people that don't claim to be Black. They'll tell you real quick, I ain't Black. What you talking about?
There's Black Americans that don't want nothing to do with us as well.
I'm one of them too. I say that freely.
But brother Talik,
I'm tired. I've done this for 3 hours or whatever. I'm tired, y'all. Now, if you
let it roll till 5:30, man, because I got here.
But I'm gonna go do something here, whatever.
Oh man,
it's
getting hot. Brother Talik,
now you want to cut it short now. Come on.
But brother Talik, when you talk about soul, you talk about spirituality, right? Because that's the same
nothing to do with spirituality. No.
So what's the difference?
We can move on to your channel if you want.
What's the difference between soul and spirituality?
I do. We can set it up.
Well, what's the difference between soul and spirituality, Talik?
Soul is the concept that we created ourselves, and we built on that concept rather than just being music and soul food and soul music, whatever. You use it as a means of identification of a people. It has nothing to do with spirituality or nothing to that effect.
Yeah, and people can't even define what spirituality is anyway.
Spirituality means energy. That's what it is. It's energy.
Doesn't fire mean energy as well?
It means life, energy. That's what it is. It means breath.
Okay, but I just told you. I just told you.
Spirit and soul is the same thing.
Like Elijah Muhammad said, take it a little longer. I can't go back and forth with you.
Yeah, spirit and soul, and those are imaginary things. You know, we can't explain them.
Wow. Okay.
We can't explain them, so we make things up. See, we got to get off of the make believe stuff and stick with what's real. You know what I mean?
So what's real, my brother?
What's real is where we're living, our condition, who the enemies are, and who the enemies are not.
But you look at African people as the enemy.
I never said that.
You said you basically you are just concerned with Black Americans.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I see Africans as the enemy. That means I'm just concentrating on Black Americans.
Right. You have to deal with yourself first.
But Malcolm said that we're not Americans.
I don't care what Malcolm said.
But you got a Malcolm pin on.
That doesn't mean he follows the man's word. It's not a religion of Malcolm X.
Absolutely. Malcolm was a sincere person. Malcolm X was a sincere person trying to do what was right. That don't mean all the information Malcolm had was correct. Malcolm X worked with what he knew at that time. This is not Malcolm X time. A whole lot of stuff that came up past Malcolm X's time. He didn't know all this during his time. What I know.
Right. And most of the time when he was talking that African talk, that's when he was away from the Nation of Islam.
What are you talking about? His father was a Garvey. He was Marcus Garvey follower, like his father.
I said most of the time when he was talking that African stuff, he was away from the Nation of Islam.
He was talking about when he was in the nation.
I said most of the time when he was talking that African stuff, he was away from the Nation of Islam.
Right.
Elijah Muhammad was a Garveyite himself. Elijah Muhammad was a supporter of Pan-Africanism at one point. He was a follower of Marcus
That's not
Garvey.
Nation of Islam doctrine, though. Pan-Africanism.
No. Of course, you're right. Even Malcolm said that.
Yeah, so that's why we can't mention that stuff. You know, those are separate things. But Pan-Africanism, that's not getting us anywhere because that's not even the African doctrine. They don't believe in that.
No, they don't.
And black people over here don't believe in the indigenous doctrine. And I can go outside and question 1,000 black people. How many of them do you think?
Well, we've been brainwashed for so damn long, we don't know what the
thing can be said for
African.
The same thing can be said for African people. They've been brainwashed and colonized just as well.
Oh, and they're still brainwashed and colonized.
When I spoke on apartheid, what happened in South Africa, you said you weren't even concerned with it.
Yeah, because South Africans, those are different people. And
different people, wow.
Yeah, they are different. They're a different type of African.
So you consider yourself a Black American?
Yes.
Okay. So what is a Black American again?
They are people who are largely descendants of slaves in this country, and we can't trace ourselves or our family members
you
to any
yourself
other.
A Black American, a country. When on this
first of all, I didn't finish the answer. Number one, and number two, I didn't say that.
When you just said that you consider yourself a Black American. He just asked you the question, and you.
I didn't say. Yeah, he asked me the question. I said that, but I didn't say
yourself a Black American. That was the question. You said yes.
I said no. That wasn't the question. He's like, "What is a Black American?" That was the question.
A Black is a race, is not an ethnicity. So what is your ethnicity?
Black.
That's a race.
Black is not a race. Black is a color.
It's a color. That's a race. What is your ethnicity?
Matter of fact, let me drop some science.
No. So answer the question.
I know you don't want me to take
your nationality is American, right? Your nationality is American. Where's your ethnicity? Do you know the difference?
The ethnicity is Black.
Oh my butterfly sting like a bee.
I'm done.
See, when guys get that education, they don't like taking the school.
Education? You don't even know the difference between race and ethnicity.
I know the difference between race and ethnicity. You don't.
Okay.
There is no Black race. Matter of fact,
what is your ethnicity?
I'll tell you what. Well, I'm gonna ask you one simple question. Name a race.
Name a race?
That's the simple question. Name a race.
Black, white, yellow.
Now, didn't this man just say Black wasn't a race?
I never said that. I said ethnicity. Jesus, I said ethnicity. I said ethnicity is not a race.
See, you guys confuse yourself. That's why I try to clarify things, because people confuse themselves.
No, you asked me what race. You said name a race.
And Black is Black a race?
Black is a race. I said that. I said name. I said what is
explain how Black is a race.
It's a color.
Okay. Now, East Indians are included in that, right?
Yeah, they're red. They're red. Well, Indians are red people. They consider themselves red men.
No. East Indians, not no Native American Indians. East Indians.
Well, Indians are red people.
From India. Those are Black people.
Well, you consider them Black. They're red people.
I don't know. My eyes say Black. That's what my eyes say.
Let me give you the definition.
I'm going by what they say. They say they're red people.
But there's some that say that they're Black.
You gotta show me proof of that. You gotta show me that they.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the specifics right now. Look up Tamil rebels. They got defeated, but they call themselves Black.
But Alquan, okay. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can.
The question was, what was a race? Now, as defined by the American white man, since you claim to be an American Black man, this definition will probably, suit with the question that you asked. A race is a grouping of humans based on shared physical or social qualities into categories generally viewed as distinct by society. So that goes to the screen shares that I shared earlier. It's a group of humans based on shared physical, which can be like we can look at. I mean, when I was showing you those people from Kenya you know, people from the Congo and stuff like that, we share common physical characteristics.
Right.
So we will be
but you said
classified
Anwar
as a
Sadat
race.
and Omar Bashir didn't share those. You were on the fence about that.
No, I didn't say. I said he looks to be mixed.
But you concentrated on that instead of concentrating on the black for some reason.
But see, man, you ducking and dodging. You ducking and dodging.
I don't duck and dodge. I take it head on.
You ducking and dodging. Let's just go back to the definition of race.
Okay.
The definition of race is a group of human beings who share similar physical or social qualities. So do we not share similar physical characteristics with people from the continent of Africa?
See, the key word is similar. Now, if you were to go to court and try and use DNA or some other scientific terminology, and somebody says it's similar, that's not a match.
My thing is this, just based off of the definition of race, you avoided the question. I say, do we share physical characteristics as the people on the continent of Africa?
The key word is share.
No, the key word is similar.
No, similar. I'm sorry. Do we share similar physical characteristics?
We share some.
So what is all right? So just put out the definition. What is the word
a race? Then we will be classified as the same race.
See, now you said the same. Now you can't go from similar to the same.
Members, we will be classified as members of the same race. Am I correct?
You're incorrect. You're incorrect.
Based off of the definition of what a race is. See, I like to provide like facts, references, anything that I speak about.
Okay, this is why I bring up East Indians.
Well, similar means having characteristics in common. That's what similar means.
Right.
Something in common.
Now, where's the outline of the characteristic? Because the white man will tell you that some people with these same characteristics are not of the same race, even if they're in Africa.
White man called us nigger and said that we were 3/5 of a human being and stuff like that. So just because the white man said something doesn't mean it's the truth.
Right. And that's why the white man said we come from Africa, but you accept that as the truth.
No, I'm not necessarily. Okay, here's the thing. What I'm saying is we are members of the same race. We are the same race as people from the continent, as defined by the definition of what a race is.
That's the white man's definition, but then again, you have to qualify it.
You're speaking the white man's language.
But you have to qualify it because all people in Africa don't even look similar, except the one characteristic is skin color, and that's not even universal in Africa.
Okay, definitely.
So I'm just saying, I like to look at reality. See, when we deal with this Pan-African stuff, we're dealing with what the ideal is. The form a global black empire. That's what that's all about. And you just can't do that unless you start with Africa and get those people on the same page. You can't even get the people in the same country on the same page, let alone a region of Africa or the whole continent. You got people in Africa, they still consider the foreign invaders of the North and the South to be Africans. Come on.
Because not enough black people advocate for Pan-Africanism. That's why they don't. Correct, as everybody has said in this, that's on the panel, that yes, black people on the continent, for the most part, a lot of them are not concerned with Pan-Africanism. That's why Pan-Africanism is stagnant, and it cannot, cannot come into existence because not enough people support it.
Right. So that's why you have to dismiss it, especially if you're in the Americas.
Pan-American or Pan-Black American?
Right. Because we take the focus off of ourselves and then we start focusing on Africa. Can't be worried about Africa. Just like the Caribbean. We can't be worried about them either.
Right. I just showed you we're members of the same race. We are.
We're members of people who have similar characteristics.
That's the definition of what a race is, right?
But that's a loose definition when you actually examine the words used. Because I'll tell you this, white people, or the ones that white people classify as white, I can guarantee you most of them don't have anything similar in common. Even appearance wise. You can't tell me that dark Italians look like blonde hair, blue-eyed Swedes with white skin. You can't tell me those people look like they have something in common. The only connection you can make is they both come from the land called Europe. That's it.
Definitely.
That's why I pointed out Anwar Sadat, Omar Bashir, and Bashar Assad to show you the racial differences between people called Arab. That's why I did that.
We're talking about, it doesn't matter what you identify yourself.
I hate to break this up, fellas.
We need to
hate to break this up, fellas, brothers. But I'm getting ready to shut this down, and I want my brother Maurice to take us out with the final word, and we're going to continue this conversation somewhere, down the line. If you brothers want to continue the conversation, just send me a link. I'll come and join the conversation. Just send everybody the links, and we'll come and just do a show just based on this particular topic. I did receive some people from the chat room and some emails, and they do like the fact that we try to stay on topic. It's not good to leave the topic, because the topic was reparations versus revolution and so forth. And we don't, it's much better if that's the topic, we need to stay on that. And just, if that conversation is something that we want to have, then we can have that at a later date. We make YouTube videos all the time, but we don't liberate ourselves all the time. And that's my concern. I want to be liberated from a damn oppressor. I don't have time to be arguing, debating over stuff like that. But with that said, taking us out, the last words go to my brother, Maurice Muhammad.
Thank you. Thank you, big brother. Thank you. Again, and I apologize for coming so late. But we have to definitely get together and go and answer the questions that we have received. Just listening at the back and forth that our brothers were talking about as far as who we are and how do we identify. We all know that at the end of the day, when we meet that predator police officer, he looks at us and he looks at our skin color, and with that attitude that they have will dictate how they're going to treat us. There's a sister, her name was Corinne Gaines.
Yes.
And she died. She was killed by the police in her apartment. And when I heard about it, I was very angry. Very, very, very angry that looking at the video of the police pulling her over and then, her dying. And the first part of the anger, because I listened to a program where the person who taught her this nationality, and you're not an American citizen and you don't follow, the rules are not for you. And so she was driving her car with no license plate, but what she put up there. And, she got pulled over, car taken, and all this stuff because she believed what she was told, that because you are a quote unquote Moorish American, or Moorish, however you want to say it, that your nationality, you're free of the laws and rules and regulation of the United States government. So in her believing that, that was her sentence to death. And listening on the program, and I was trying to get them to turn my mic on, but they didn't. But I still let it be known that the person who sold her that bullshit is worthy of death. Because I guarantee you, that nigga is driving around with a real tag on his car.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying about, you know, how much a warrior she was and how much this that she was, that she went out on what she believed. As a people, we are hurting because we're in a system that is diametrically opposed to our being, to our living. And so we're seeking to find the answer that's going to solve our problem. And the answer that's going to solve our problem is not based on what you call yourself or what you want the enemy to call yourself. It's irrelevant to that, because this enemy doesn't give a damn about any nationality. You can see that as what they did to the Iraqis, to the Japanese, to the Panamanians. You can see they don't respect nationality. The only thing that they respect is money and your ability to inflict pain on them. That's the only thing that they respect. Now, for us, I don't give a damn what you call yourself. You know, I know that we are targets in the mind of this enemy, because he don't like us, even though we have our individual leanings. But our root is the same. Our root is the same. And based on our root, and based on we got an enemy that's looking to kill us, we have to put the labels aside. Because the labels don't mean a damn thing unless you got some power behind that label. Now, I'll give you one quick real example of power behind a label. When the police commissioner in New York, Kelly, I think his name was, when he first got hired under Giuliani, and the incident happened at the mosque in New York, and the police was trying to rush in the mosque. Well, you know, we got brothers on the outside that are guards, and they threw the police down the steps. One of them was a white woman police, but she got her ass thrown down those steps. And Giuliani was saying, you know, charge in there, charge in there. And Kelly was saying, no, don't do that, don't do that. He said, if you take the time to realize that this is a sensitive place, this is a sensitive situation, you don't do that, because people gonna die. Now, he wasn't concerned about Muslims dying. He was concerned about his police dying, because there's already a history of police charging in the mosque and wind up dead. So they know that. So if you don't have power behind this label, then it doesn't matter. So let us join up and do what is right to give us, we got control of land, it's going to give us power. Because now you got the ability and the right to have your own police, your ability and the right to have your own militia, your own military, you have your own hospitals, you control borders now. You control what come in and what come out. You control what's not coming in, because you have borders that you can put your security around to protect. See, this thing that we're talking about is an elevated conversation, because it is what's going to make us last. And when I say last, I mean it guarantees us a future. But if we stay on the route that we're on now, and if you think Trump is playing, when he said, for African Americans, I got tax cuts, but for black people, I got a new deal. And then after his New Deal, what did he do? The FBI came out with what? Black extremist identity. Not African American, but black extremist identity. Then the next shoe that dropped was he went to the UN and the human rights thing, they will sign her, they removed their signature. They said, we're not going by that any longer. Why? Because he said, black people, I got a new deal for you. His intentions is not good by us. So if we don't do what we got to do now, then the death and destruction that he will bring, we won't have the ability to fend it off because we've been caught doing nigger shit. That's why we got to kill the nigger within, because nigger shit will never lead us anywhere but to our death. That is the time that we are on. Remember that your children lives, my children lives, our children lives are at stake. So men and women, let's do what we better do, what we've been trained to do, what we've been taught to do. We got to do it now because lives are on the line. I thank you, Blood, for having me and allowing me to speak. We got to get together so we can answer these questions next week or whenever you're available, because the people that listening are tuned in.
Yes, sir.
They're tuned in. It's aligning with what's in their DNA. They know we got to separate. They know there's no faith in this enemy. They know this enemy wants to kill us. So let us do right so we can be in a better position to defend when they come. Thank you, brother, and I rest my mic.
Yes, sir. With that said, I want to thank you, Brother Maurice, Brother Craig, Brother Alquine. I think my sister went to sleep on him. I think she did. But because I know she was tired, she wasn't feeling good. She decided to swing by anyway. But I mean, this is serious, man. And I hope that I mean, that's nice that we want to talk about, you know, this identity stuff. And brother Guy really got, I'm not no soul, nothing. What the whatever, you know. Only thing I want to know, do you want to get on the soul train? Do you want to get this done? And this what was that, brother Maurice, that you said? This is the only game in town.
That's right.
This is the only game in town. All the other stuff that these people floating around, whatever, it's not going to happen. This is the only game in town. And if you do it, don't worry about all the questions or whatever. Look at the concept. You can tell that it can work. All thing we got to do is do it. And these rest of the naysayers, everybody going to follow, because you're going to see that it's what we need to do. See, sometimes you can only do things when it's time. You know, Dr. King, it wasn't for Dr. King to do.
Exactly.
It wasn't for Marcus Garvey. It wasn't their time. But because of them, of what they went through, we are on time. This is it. This is the only game in town. This is it. Matter of fact, it's not a game, it's serious business. Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're done. Now keep playing. I mean, Brother Maurice made a video. Keep playing games if you want. Keep playing. I'm an old guy. I got 20 years left, I guess. I don't know. But those of you who are younger, man, I don't know. I'm glad I won't be around to see it, because I don't see nothing good coming down the pipe. And if you don't, if you don't like that male deer, you don't get them antlers to growing so that you can protect yourself. Hey, you're done. You think that slavery, chattel slavery, was bad. Believe me, it can get worse. It can be worse.
I don't know, because you think about it, let's say 20, 30, 40 years down the road, if things continue at the pace that they're at, Black Americans would be almost totally white. You know,
see, that's another thing. But we got this thing that the country itself is supposed to be turning black. But yeah, but in our case, we got so many. You know, we swirling more and more, and we're not. You know, different things. We getting very diluted ourselves. Let alone you happy about the the demise of the crack of the peckerwood. And believe me, they are in the minority anyway. And they control it. So what if their population is shrinking? They the minority anyway and still running. So what if their population shrinks? So what? They're still gonna be running. They ain't going nowhere no time soon. So you want to sit back on your ass and don't want to do nothing and think just because their birth rate done lowered, you're gonna be waiting a long, long time. And plus us and many others have their mentality. So even if they went out of existence, we will still be bucking and fighting and whatever, because we have their mentality. So it would be just like they were still here. That's the problem with Africa right now. Those people have this mentality of the oppressor. So, but anyway, with that said, we need to get out of here. Thank you, Brother Maurice. Brother Guy, he disappeared, but Brother
Glad is the right word.
yeah. Brother Craig, Sister Noble. Until next time, y'all, as Don Cornelius always say, as important, and I hope that all of us get on the soul train, because that's the way to go. I'm telling you. And as important, I wish us love, peace, and soul. And we are off air.